breaking the fourth wall.
Woohoo! The boys are back in town.
There
we go. Chat, thanks for joining us. This has been great. See ya.
Yo.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing?
How you doing?
If I sound like shit, it's because I'm doing a fucking drive-by podcast. Constantly.
John's drive-through.
Well, kind of. Cornet's drive-through. There you go.
We're not stealing that.
I'm not. I'm at a Wendy's drive-through, so I actually can do the whole gimmick right now.
Oh, well, fucking hell.
If you ask. I got a damn cheeseburger here, and my dick is small, and my wife won't fuck me. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Fantastic. Now there's going to be a Stephen P. New email.
Oh,
I actually didn't realize I had a cornet impersonation in me, so I'll bring that back up.
There you go.
I'm sorry that you did.
When the microphone is ready to go, we're going to be hearing it all night long.
Ain't that the truth?
Yes. Shout out to the knee content. Dare I say, maybe in the very near future, we might get some Mac content, perhaps?
Certainly not Matt Taven themed.
Why not?
Fuck you.
No, Jesus, I think you've talked about it enough.
Matt Taven cast.
I mean, what is there to say besides pick up your fucking jaw from the floor right now, you dirty bastard.
It's all you see on wrestling Twitter at this point. Type in Ricochet. That's what you get.
Yeah, if you type in Ricochet, you only get 16 pictures of Samantha Irvin. That's fucked up.
This man loses that whole career.
Nah, he'll be okay. I think he'll be much better off now than he was when he was doing nothing.
When he was doing nothing.
Remember that era when Ricochet was wearing jeans and black denim?
They gave him...
Yes, I do.
They tricked these low IQ fans with the easiest shit. You just pushed Ricochet for 2 months towards the end of his contract, and people are like, what do you mean they were doing nothing with him? They were pushing him. No, shut the fuck up, you dick. They push him for 2 months, they sign him, and then they don't do dick with him for 3 years. I feel like the cycle is very clear.
Did you see Dijak's comments on his release and his promotion? So Dijak was talking about his promotion right before the release, and he was like, his theory is he was on the NXT spot for so long, and his contract was coming up, and he figures they knew they weren't going to renew it, but it would look really bad for the company if they just released this long-time dude who's been stuck in NXT. So let's bring him up to the main roster for his last few months, and then not let's re-sign him.
And they didn't even use him.
What are you talking about? He was heavily a part of Speed.
Yeah, actually, he was a very big part of WWE main event.
Yes.
Hey, that main event and Speed run, that was top notch.
Plus, Retribution was just...
Unironically, I enjoyed him as T-Bar, not gonna lie.
You would.
T-Bar was the most... Well, we lost John. T-Bar was the most fun from that group. John had enough of the T-Bar talk.
Listen, the Nightwing and the Red Hood outfits were badass, though.
Dude, let me say, I think back to when they did, Retribution and Hurt Business, which was fun. It's always fun when stables clash, right? And then you had them coming out and, surrounding The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. That was fun. And then The Fiend pops in during Hurt Business versus Retribution, and he's right there next to Mustafa Ali. And he annihilated, Mace and Slapjack. But listen... I gotta give my man T-Bar credit. He ran up and attacked The Fiend when no one else would. I don't know, I always like the little subtle things like that. Kind of it reminded me of when the Nexus first attacked way back in 2010. And then you've got all these guys that like Luke Gallows is trying his hardest to fight this unstoppable force of 8 people alongside big stars like Punk and Cena. I just Luke Gallows of all people.
Of all people. I'm too big for this. I ain't going down like that.
Which is still crazy to consider how like those 3 guys are still like relatively decently integrated into WWE today.
Yeah, and some of them as completely different people, right?
Yeah, in like different ways, different aspects. Luke Gallows just kind of, you could argue, was pretty much the same.
No, because he was fastest.
Well, yeah, but like in the Nexus attack, he was Luke Gallows.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they were in the company at one point and then came back to the company and they're like almost completely different people.
Right. Yeah, no. I remember Fake Kane.
Oh, jeez, that was an idea. Yeah, oh, fuck.
I love too. Like you had Fake Undertaker. You had to do Fake Kane afterwards.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. Who was? I forgot what Tonga's old gimmick was.
Oh, Camacho.
Yes. I almost said Jesus. I was like, that's the wrong Latino character.
Dude, I kind of enjoyed.
Wow, that's an interesting tentpole there, man.
Next attack. That's the night I ever drink.
Okay.
You know what? That's
a hell of a story.
Mac, good job on the sobriety, though.
Of course, yes. And if you ever see Wade Barrett, I hope you tell him that.
I was a part of the Batman Barrage.
Oh, well, that's fucking great, Rick. That's fucking great, mate.
Bad news. Dude, I enjoyed Barrett for everything that he was. I liked him as a Nexus leader. I thought they should have done way more with him as Summerslam Cena going over.
Yeah.
Which again, that brings us the philosophy of I just think that's why Cody Rhodes needs to get the clean pinfall victory this SummerSlam.
I mean, on Solo Score, absolutely, but it's whatever. I was gonna say, I actually thought Wade Barrett had a great voice for the commentary spot.
Yeah, he does.
Like it's there's something to be said about like he had a clear voice and it had an accent, but it was a clean gruffness that just made the other guy different. Right.
I always enjoyed the Wade Barrett commentary. I always enjoyed him too on the microphone.
Yeah. I was a big fan of JBL on commentary too, but not everyone was.
I liked him in like the 2006-2007 era. I thought he was a great commentator then. I will never forget the amount of times it would be like the main event of a show, and he'd be like, "This is their chance, Michael, to dance with the lights on bright."
We foul funny knots.
My light on, I almost forgot.
What happened? Oh, okay. What did you see like a noted change in JBL's performance?
Honestly, it feels like that because I was a huge fan, heavily indulging in like 2006, 2007 WWE. Okay. And I feel like he was such a different commentator then compared to years later. Because I feel like years later he was so like watered down and interesting. Granted, they dove into PG stuff, so I know he probably had to settle down a little bit. But I don't know. It feels like there were 2 different JBLs on commentary in WWE around that time, though.
Okay,
that's at least how I see it.
That's fair.
Chat, what do you think? How'd y'all feel about JBL's commentary?
Yee! That's a great response.
Thank you, Toronto. Very good.
Oh man. What up, Toronto? I heard the Blue Jays made a lot of moves this weekend.
Hey, if you're gonna be hanging out with us, man, that's the way to do it.
I wouldn't know.
I don't either.
Oh, Jesus.
This is the moment where we needed John here for that joke to work.
Damn it! Oh man, Nick, how was Dynamite? I saw very little of it. By that I mean I saw clips.
So, as you all might be able to see with my name here, I am Nick Dynamite. I am 1/3 of who you will watch on the Dirt Sheet Radio Dynamite recap show. I just almost lost my voice there. But hey, make sure after every episode of AEW Dynamite, you go and check out that show, by the way, the post-show rewind. Honestly, we were talking about it. This episode in particular wasn't all too special.
Okay.
I liked a few of the matches on it. I really enjoyed the trios match. I think is not going to get enough love, but like when you look at the guys in it, you got Briscoe, you got Orange Cassidy, you got Big Tom, Tomohiro Ishii, taking on Beast Mortos, Black Taurus. You got Roosh and you got Roddy. Like you got some great names in there, and it was bound to be an awesome match. I wasn't expecting Mortos to go and get that spike pile driver victory over Mark Briscoe, the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion.
That's a choice.
And because this was like the big debate that we were talking about on the show. Mortos is often booked as being the guy that's getting other people over. He lost so many matches. He lost on Collision to Darby fairly recently.
Yeah. He
beat Commander on the opening of Death Before Dishonor, so that gave him something. That gave him some momentum. But then there's the aspect that he's just beat the world champion.
Yes.
Yeah, Toronto, I agree, though. Yeah, I think the right team did win there. I think all of those guys really needed a victory too, much more than the conglomeration.
I despise the name Beast Mortos, by the way.
I feel like they could have come up with something better there. And Don Callis on commentary kept calling him Mortis. So I was getting triggered.
Oh my god!
Here. Who better than Canyon?
Oh Jesus, Callis, you're so behind.
Oh, is that Greg? Was Greg being a racist?
Oh,
John we're talking about Don Callis being a racist.
I heard you shitting on Beast Muertos, and I'm like, hey.
I know, I was shitting on his name.
You had to come up with that under duress.
We're signing you. You need a different name. Go.
We signed you when you had a name, and then I fucking find out 5 minutes before TV we can't use it, so we're gonna need something right now.
All right.
What?
I'm reading these results. Is Chris Statlander the first person to win one of these eliminator matches?
Dickhead Don. He called him Don Phallus. That's incredible.
Wow.
Good job, Toronto.
I'm trying to get like right Toronto. Now. Toronto's high as fuck. I want to be like Toronto.
This is what we were waiting for. We wanted you to be here for that.
Yes.
Hey, John is back. Hey, I never left, Jesus. I never left.
That is an odd team.
I lost my thing. What's that? The team they had on Dynamite?
Yes. See, John knew the fuck we were talking about. Didn't even understand.
Because I said when the moment they dropped the graphic, I was like, "What the fuck is that heel team?" But it kind of reminded me of like PWG, like Battle of Los Angeles, random tag with the people who don't have a match tonight type thing. Like
they just showed up that night to pick up the ring. No,
right?
You have these guys backstage. Let's throw them together.
That was the old Ring of Honor gimmick, right? It was like, we have 6 guys here tonight. We got nothing for them. Scramble match.
That's the game. Well, I mean, it's just a regular indie classic now, but Gabe Sapolsky specifically used to use the scramble to get guys on the card.
No, you'll recognize this too on WCW Saturday night. You watch it on Nitro, you see it everywhere.
Saturday night, I understand, because they were taping like 4 shows a night, so like they had spaces to fill.
Dude, have you gone to Cage Match and seen like the list for those Saturday night tapings, including the ones unreleased? Like
I have not.
They'd have
like unreleased matches.
Oh, there's a ton of those. Like there's like 40 or 50 wrestlers backstage there, and that's not even counting like local talents and power plant trainees.
Yeah, Toronto's got a good point. I always say a lot of AEW reminds me of PWG Ring of Honor, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, my friend.
Look where some of the
Honda Odyssey of matches.
It's Greg. It's a reference.
I guess so.
Oh man.
I see Camille debuted.
Ah, yes.
For
Against
all
the GOAT,
of
Brittany Jade.
For all of 76 seconds.
You know what was fucked up? We talked about it earlier. They put her against a local talent who wasn't good.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it fucked the whole performance.
I think the reason she keeps getting booked is because she's Sky Blue's friend.
Is that what she is?
Is she?
Makes sense, then.
Because she constantly works with Sky Blue and the Renegade Twins, so I think she's a friend of
Wait, so this is only 1 minute and 16 seconds according to Cage Match. So what you're saying to me is this woman couldn't take a proper beating?
Nope.
No, it's funny as hell because Camille was trying to do this spot in the corner where she's trying to it looks like she's gonna rip your head off before she Beal throws you or whatever. But the girl is throwing her knees in the air like whoopee. Hit you, whippy! I was like, oh
no. Dude, she's only been wrestling for 4 years or so.
Yeah, it's bad.
And her second year, she got booked on Dark and Elevation.
You see, Toronto, I think they do look good together. My thing is that I'm worried about how Camille feels about it. I'm worried that she's I didn't fucking come here to be somebody's bodyguard again. Damn it.
I at least assume her feelings revolve around the fact of she's not on NXT.
Yeah, I imagine, and I'm sure she's probably getting a good check,
Probably.
Which is probably better than the NXT check she would have got. But still, I wondered if it was a step back, and I just kind of hope that they gave her a plan straight up, because Monet mentioned she kind of hinted towards a faction. She mentioned what did she say? Money Corporation.
Yeah, she called it Money Corporation this week.
I'm pretty sure that is an old 90s gimmick from WWF.
Dude, it feels like the most generic villain name you could come up with.
No, it's DiBiase and IRS. It's Money Inc.
That's Money Incorporated.
That's why Monet Incorporated came so naturally to me. Because I was like, I was like, why wouldn't she call it Monet Incorporated? But I guess it's too close. Cooperation, Shane McMahon.
Well, also I noticed that she doesn't pronounce it the way we do. She says money.
She says money. She says money. But she put the accent that says Monet.
Listen, John. Listen. I know. Oh man.
Jesus wants me to apologize to Bryan Danielson because I said that his match with Swerve is not as big as what could have been if it was Hangman. And even after tonight's promo, where Bryan puts his fucking career on the line, I still don't think that it was as big or important as the damn Hangman match.
I still felt like he was just getting ready to swap out his spot for Hangman.
Oh god, on some Cody Rhodes shit?
It felt like he was just saying, I'm too hurt to do it. I'm gonna just give Hangman the spot. Yeah. He was runner-up in the tournament.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. I'll get to... David, I had something else on my mind. Okay, so I'll get to that in a second. I do want to say, maybe, John, maybe Camille made the right move here, even if she didn't know it, because as much as I enjoy Camille, I think she would get lost in the NXT shuffle right now with Julia and Vakir coming in.
Especially since it looks like Julia is getting a rocket strapped to her off the back.
Oh yeah, already had the champion call her name out.
Yep. And I feel like if she comes in, I feel like her very first match is gonna be that title match.
It might be,
and she's gonna win.
You think so?
I definitely. Well,
John's been booking Roxanne's exit to the main roster for a month and a half now.
How is she still stuck here? She's so. That's the only thing it could be. They wanted to make sure that they guarantee they had somebody who can work with Julia, at least the one match.
Right.
And then,
just a get over match.
Yeah, just that one, and then she can beat up the NIL girls for the next 6
Fuck.
Take it bottom high. Let's go.
So Ruka's trying to choreograph a fucking flip fest, and Julia's like, and then I punch your face.
Right. My only issue with this is that in my head, anyway. Again, I'm happy to see Camille on TV. I've been following her since the NWA one, so I'm biased here. That said, I feel like this is supposed to be Megan Bain's spot.
This is what I was gonna say. Where is Megan Bain? We keep talking all about where she's going. She's got the history with so many of the women like Julia and whatnot.
There was a report that Megan Bain may not have been as attached to AEW as we thought she was.
Really?
But that doesn't match things that have happened.
Okay.
She remember she did the Stardom run.
Yes. And they were saying that like she's coming in now.
Yeah, so they right. So when she was in Stardom, she was, I think, as Rossi was still around, or at least they were people who had connections to him, and she apparently spoke with him, and they had talked about her coming into Mighty Gold.
Really?
Yeah.
I will say this to that, because I saw the announcement for the people who are lined up for the Mighty Gold Dream Stage tournament, right? And they claim that there are,
No, I was gonna say, well, before you finish,
go for it.
She had to pull out on him, and it ended up causing a whole lot of drama. And I don't know,
Megan did.
Yeah, because of course they have a relationship with WWE now, and she's attached to AEW, New Japan, Stardom, you know. So it got a little funky because from what I heard, she wasn't supposed to come in alone. I guess she was supposed to bring girls in with her.
Okay.
And it got real weird and funky. So,
and now Anna Jay's doing the 5-star.
Right? I'm saying something funky happened with Megan Bain and AEW, and I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling that she's going to end up on NXT. I do have a strong feeling, but SRS apparently said Rocky Romero has been in touch with Megan Bain, and hopefully he can bring her to AEW. So, like, you see what I mean? Like, hopefully is like, what do you mean? Hopefully, I thought her sign.
By the way, shout out to the MVP that Rocky Romero is for AEW.
Seriously, that dude's got some agent powers.
That's his work.
That leads me to another thought here, which is like, since if AEW's got the position with Stardom, and WWE has a position with Mighty Gold announced that they will be filling up their last few spots for the Dream Stage tournament with maybe 2 other girls and one outsider.
Just one?
What NXT girl is going to Mighty Gold, John?
Yeah, no, I've been a big, when they sent over those 2 dudes to fuck Josh Briggs and Tavion Hunt. They sent those dudes, those nondescript NXT
Greg's audio
to Noah. I thought, wow, this would be a great opportunity to send NXT girls to Stardom. They have a
Josh Briggs and Javon Taylor? Javon something. Tavion. Javon's the other dude from Ring of Honor, right?
Javon Evans is the one that used to be Jay Malachi. He's
okay. Yes.
He's actually got a really good position on NXT. I think he impressed all the right people, and they have featured him heavily.
That's good.
He's good. He's gonna end up okay. I was worried about him because they signed him so early, and I get worried when he signs people at like fucking 19 and shit. Like, he's never gonna develop. But yeah,
I love Renee Dupree.
When they sent these guys, Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights, over to Noah, I thought, wow, we should also send 2 NXT girls to Stardom for the fucking 5-star. And they're only gonna send 1. So if you're only
legend, time to shine.
And it's also not Stardom, it's the other Stardom.
Oh, fucking Mighty Gold.
Yeah.
Stardom got Anna Jay, and you know what? That's not a bad thing. I want these people there.
Anna Jay could use the improvement.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly who I want at Stardom. Anna fucking Jay.
Sure.
You know, like,
my big difference is, and this is what we sort of had the difference in opinion on it, is because, and I wish I remembered this example, so I'm glad you brought it back up. Yes, was the idea that you can send any of those girls to the Stardom GP and it would be good for them. I have a very distinct memory of Brandy Rhodes doing one of those things, and it did not make her better.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
The exception, not the rule.
No, but you know what? She went over there and she broke her fucking arm in the first match, didn't she?
I don't. Did she?
She got injured very early.
All right.
And you know who else? But you want to bring up Mandy Rose? Mandy, not fucking Brandy.
Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose. Mandy fucking Leon.
Okay, that's somebody else.
Mandy Leon does the tour and pins Io Scott and pins Io Shirai. These are the things we need to discuss when you're talking about sins and shitters. You go over to Stardom and shit the bed. You got Mandy Leon.
Listen, I'm still upset that one of the Young Bucks has a singles win over Jushin Liger. So like, some of those tournaments to make some weird decisions.
Those are choices, all right.
That's actually very weird. That's a very weird trivia fact.
Yes, listen,
too, like.
it happened in the Super Juniors, yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of regret in Jushin Liger's life. Let's look at that.
I'm sure he. I'm
certain
sure
moves he's taken, he doesn't want to be a part of anymore.
No, to be fair, like he was like the last few years of Jushin Liger's career, he didn't even give a shit.
Yeah.
Like what more? You get. Listen, it is beautiful to get to a point in your wrestling career. It's just like, yo, I've done so much shit. It doesn't fucking matter who I lose to. I'm still gonna draw when they bring me to America. It doesn't matter.
I'm still sad that I saw him twice, and I saw him once against Adam Cole.
You mean live?
Yeah, and once against Tyler Breeze. And the Adam Cole match was fucking 10 minutes. I was so sad.
It was kind of mid, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very, very.
And he just like goes down to a super kick.
It was worse. He just tapped to a figure 4 leg lock.
Oh, that's right. He did tap to the figure 4. Yes, you're absolutely right. Fuck.
Something he has experience taking.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And I remember being so excited to see him. And we got the entrance. We got the original. No, you're saying. And I was like, yeah. And then it's over in 10 minutes. Woof. Oh, wow. The Tyler Breeze match was actually better than the Adam Cole match.
It was.
Which was so random, too, that it even happened to begin with.
And they only did it to hurt the fucking New Japan Ring of Honor show in Coney Island.
Yeah.
They were so petty to Ring of Honor and New Japan. Like, people, you fucking nasty motherfuckers really think it's this AEW thing. Like, no, man, WWE was doing this shit before AEW even existed,
if you exist within any the pettiness happens on levels you don't even know about. Do you know why you don't have that many more indie shows near WrestleMania anymore? Because WWE was just like, wait, what the fuck is this shit? All the motherfuckers are making money? No, can't have that shit.
They're wearing their shirts here? No.
But it's insane because it's things that they could have always done themselves. They used to have WrestleMania Access, and then they stopped having WrestleMania Access. And then when all the other indie companies start running shows around WrestleMania, they bring back the whole shit and turn it into a week. You could have been doing this for a fucking decade. You only did it because you got pushed to do it.
As it tends to be.
Now you can go to an NXT show and then another NXT show. Jesus.
Remember for days so you go there and not anywhere else.
But they're not always able to successfully get the town to block the shows from happening. I don't know. When I went to Florida, they were able to do it because all the shows took place outside of Orlando and like Lackland and shit. And but there's other towns where they can't. And it just happens that way. It just depends on the town. I'm sure they have a...
Yo, WWE blocking is a real thing. I know you could probably go on a list of things that they have stopped happening that have nothing to do with them. They tried to block the New Japan Supercard.
The Madison Square Garden show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, not just that, but remember, all of Madison Square Garden, you don't ever get to do wrestling there for the longest time.
Didn't they almost succeed?
Yeah, they almost stopped it. They actually canceled the show. Remember, they announced that it was going to be canceled, and then they came back like, "No, we fixed it." But yeah, and then
not that long after that show happened, they were just like, "Yo, y'all want some TVs?" I heard Madison Square Garden was good for TV now. I'm just.
Yeah, they didn't change the price or nothing. So what changed, sir?
I heard y'all like wrestling in this building still.
Well, remember, at a certain point, Nitro was at over here locally in Chicagoland, the Rosemont Horizon Allstate Arena. Nitro was there one time, and then
I love that Nick still calls it that.
Nope. That's always going to remain. But no, WWF, they made sure that WCW never ran Rosemont Horizon ever again.
WCW, that was one of the things this is when I first learned that Madison Square Garden was a little funky when it came to WWE. When I looked at WCW and I was like, hold on a minute. Did they ever fucking run New York? Did they ever run New York City as Madison Square Garden? And it's like, no, of course they didn't. That's the home. That's Bruno's dick bag. You can't run your show.
It's even more personal, right? Because it's not just a WWE. That's my father's place. You know,
my grandfather used to run boxing events in this building, or not even this building, the old one.
Yes, the one that was on the other street that we don't even remember anymore.
They were gonna get rid of this one too, right?
They've tried.
Damn, I remember that they were gonna build a new Penn Station.
Yeah, they have that. Oh, I'm sorry, Mac. You were there. I was there too. It wasn't great.
Well, all three of us were at this show.
Yes, we were. Me and John have realized me and John have realized that me and him have been at several Ring of Honor shows at the same time before we even knew each other.
Many shows. And meanwhile, my pathetic ass was in these events like, I wish I had a friend. It was rough, man.
And by the time me and John actually met and became friends, Ring of Honor wasn't a show you went to anymore.
Not on purpose. No,
you want to.
How did we end up here, John?
You accidentally had those Ring of Honor tickets. Oh no!
Looking for Raw.
We did get. If I can say a good thing about that show before we actually get into recent events, we did get Shinsuke and Kevin Steen, and that was pretty fun.
Well, no, the show, I had a fucking excellent time. We got Shinsuke and Kevin Steen. That was great, and I remember being sad because it was short. We got Okada. I got to see.
I didn't want people thinking that all the New Japan matches were kind of lame.
No, man. Listen, if this was the Ring of Honor match, they did Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks on this card. That's one of the best matches I've ever seen in my fucking life. Live. Mm-hmm. I actually almost got into a fist fight with a dude at the end of that match. I was so excited. I jumped up on the chair like, fuck, because everybody wanted the Young Bucks to win. And I was like, Red fucking Dragon! And it was a great night. And I fucking get up on the chair, and the guy's already mad because the Young Bucks lost. And he's like, hey, calm down, buddy. I didn't even let him get his sentence down. I jumped off that fucking chair so fast. I was like, don't you fucking care. Watch your fucking mouth. I'm with my girlfriend too. She's still young. I'm like,
how many drinks in were you?
3. So it's a whole combination here. I know the guy's mad because I was already cheering for Red Dragon. I got my new girlfriend here. She's fucking hot, and I don't want her to embarrass me. I don't want to embarrass myself. And I just don't like people talking to me if I don't like the way they're talking to me. So,
and Bobby Fish's mustache.
That was a funny night. I think you can see it on video in the background. I'm like in the dude's face. It was excellent. Excellent Ring of Honor time.
Perfect.
All right. What do we have to talk about this week?
Read Dr. Agon, my goats.
I guess we can talk about we can talk about today's big news.
What is today's big news?
That happened to be big news today.
That did happen. Big news today.
Okay, because Greg has been staying off the internet.
I don't know why.
Greg is safe that way.
I don't know how this works, but apparently Tony Khan and Shane McMahon had a meeting, or a private meeting on Monday.
Yes.
Quote unquote private.
Quote unquote
private. Listen. That picture is I'm going to make the reference, and don't spoil me because I got to see the movie in 2 days. That photo is as leaked as the first Deadpool trailer. That's a goddamn lie.
Yeah, no, because I'm like, it's not even a place where a random person can get a photo. It's like clearly a fucking private office. Who did that? The secretary? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was.
And I'm looking right at it.
Oh no, they got me. They got me.
Okay. So like, I just need to hear the ripoff "Here Comes the Money" theme.
I said
exactly.
said they should just pay for I Get Money. You got
no, because last time they did that,
one time.
Last time they did that, they got pissed because he didn't know he was going to use it at WrestleMania. And then 50 was like, yo, where is my money?
That's right, I forgot.
And then he didn't use it.
I forgot they fucking used that song at WrestleMania for Floyd Mayweather. Oh, shit.
Yep. Yeah, because
They don't even like each other anymore.
50 didn't realize, no, they don't.
And they used to be really close.
That is the most information Greg has on a rap beef. Floyd and 50 Cent.
50 Cent
Okay,
famously...
you just awoke something in my brain. I forgot all about that.
Did you forget? He wanted Floyd to read a Harry Potter book. Floyd can't fucking read.
Wow! Wait, what? Oh yes, I remember him threatening to do that. Yes, I remember that. Crack. That was great. Yeah, I remember like. I remember like I thought the actual like use of the I Get Money song was actually really cool, and all of a sudden then he comes out to this lame shit at WrestleMania, and then you find out like, oh yeah, he got in trouble.
That's actually fucking funny though. I'm sure that
Max, stop it.
Remember, there was further trouble because they had that version on the network release, and then they got hit again, so they had to replace it again.
Oh shit, that's right. It happened twice.
Yeah, we have some lame hip hop song now.
So I took a bite of the sandwich. I didn't realize there'd be time for me to talk already. But
What kind of sandwich is it, John?
chicken sandwich.
Yes, tell us about
Chicken sandwich from Wendy's. Crispy.
Oh yes. Oh, nice. Spicy?
No, I'm a bit of a bland boy.
You not a spicy guy? Okay.
Not a spicy guy, and then all my fucking Spanish relatives are like, "Oh, you fucking pussy." I'm like, "Oh."
I'm the only one.
Listen. I get it a decent bit because like I don't mind it, but I don't go to the hot sauce very often, and they're just like, Greg, come on.
It's the same. You know what though? You know what? I didn't take part in the big chicken sandwich battle of 2020, right? I didn't go around.
Me neither.
People got killed over it.
People did get killed over the chicken sandwich. The great battle of the chicken sandwich. This is a real thing.
Yes, it was.
So I had the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich for the first time the other day, and I didn't know. Again, I don't like Chick-fil-A. I tried their nuggets, and I was like, "This is whack. It doesn't have any taste." The chicken sandwich fucked up my whole life. First of all, they gave me the wrong one, right? So it was spicy.
Oh no!
Fuck! It's like, God damn it! But it was so fucking good that after the spice, I could taste the damn chicken. I knew I needed to go back. I needed to go back and get a real one, but I haven't been able to yet because that's
so ever since like all the only thing your brain tells you is that the spice is in the way.
It was absolutely in the way. Like, how the fuck are you a barrier to the good taste? What?
That's where you gotta get some milk.
Anyway,
speaking of chicken sandwiches, Shane McMahon.
Shane actually gave
very closely related things.
This is just funny. This is funny to me. So this news comes out. Somebody posted a picture. Bubba Ray's big, fat, dumb, nosy ass calls Shane.
God, stop it.
Hey, brother, what was happening? You know, I got a podcast, brother. You want to come and talk about it? No, but you can give him this statement.
Devon, get the news.
And so Shane tells Bubba to tell the people, yo, we can talk about Devon in a second, actually. Thank you for bringing that up. I didn't post this on Dirty Radio, so it wouldn't have came up.
There's something to say about okay.
They're both getting AEW news. It's great.
Oh, boy. Shane tells Bubba Ray, Tony and I were connected through a mutual friend, and we had a great meeting. We talked about many things. We talked about many things, but mostly our shared love for the business, the rewards and challenges of working with family. Yeah. I congratulated him on the 5-year anniversary of AEW, and I look forward to how he evolves the business moving forward. So
here comes the money.
Yeah, I'm supposed to believe that these two very busy, very wealthy men
just sat down for it to chill
out of their whole life, hours, not a 30-minute fucking meeting, hours to fly to the mutual zone, all this taken out of your schedule so that Shane could go, hey man, you know, it's fucking hard working with a predator for a dad. You know, and Tony's like, Tony's like, my dad's not that kind of predator, but he is an oil tycoon, so he's like a.
He is an oil magnet, so you know he's probably stepped on many people.
People have mysteriously disappeared for both.
Yes, I was supposed to believe that's what the fuck they were doing together in this private office, talking about the challenges of being rich nepotism children.
They're just sitting in a room, just going like, "So who did your father silence?" Well,
no way, my dad wanted to get him killed first. He was so happy that he didn't have to pay the price.
Oh my gosh, another relating point.
Wait, can you just imagine? It was like at some point in the conversation, there was like one guy that like the one father would ask. He was just like, "Oh, so that's why my dad didn't have to get to him. He kept wondering who got to him first."
They both have moms who are just blonde white ladies.
Oh no!
Shit, you're right.
Do they? I've never seen Mama Khan.
Mama Khan is a blonde white lady.
Oh no!
Hey, Papa Khan knew what he was looking for. All right, he said, "I'm going to America. I'm gonna find me a hot blonde." He did.
Hey, Tony Khan's an Illinois guy through and through, so I know he really enjoys the
I
Portillo's
remember
chicken sandwich.
Okay, you unlocked a fucked up memory.
Hey, hello, S's.
Hello, S's.
Oh no!
I remember we came home. Me and some friends came home from a show, and right before we all like decided to call it a night, we decided to sit down and watch the fresh. It was brand new, the brand new Eddie Guerrero documentary, right?
2004.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How old are you? 1,000?
Fuck off.
Every time.
I'm about to turn 37, you dickhead. Leave me alone. So like we were watching the Eddie Guerrero documentary, and Vicky comes up, and my friend goes, "You are famous in America. You couldn't find you some fine white woman."
Oh my god.
Oh.
I was like, "You are fucked up, dude."
She was actually gorgeous though. Like those early pictures of Eddie and Vicky, I'm like, wow, she's very, very, very pretty.
Yeah. No, I have nothing bad to say about like the younger Vicky days, especially like, and good for her. Like she got on TV and decided to lose all the weight too. Like, did that make you happy?
She came like a weirdo, right? She's like a weirdo now.
I think so.
Yeah, she's a little sus.
I think she's like politically a widow.
Greg,
she
your
also
friend
doesn't defend her daughter.
Max
Super
is
Hell?
going to Super Hell.
Not even regular Hell, Super Hell.
The super one.
He's at the bottom. He's with Superboy Prime and the Cage.
Oh no!
Super Hell's.
What does that mean? He's gonna get out when Superboy Prime eventually escapes?
If he's lucky. If he doesn't just get used for masturbation fodder.
No!
No!
What is it? What does this deranged super teenager do? But horrible things with his wiener.
All right, back to the Tony Khan and Shane McMahon.
Do not read about Superboy Prime, kids.
He's scared. He got a good ending though. Anyway.
Read about Charles Guerrero and Aiden English.
Yeah,
no.
Read about Vicky Guerrero and how she treats her own kids. That
exactly.
Okay, look, we're not going into that. We're not going into that.
I am a father. I have 2 daughters. I would never. Okay, no. Moving on.
It's true though.
Did you get it out of your system, John?
Yes.
Let the record show, Chavo did take the right side though.
He did.
We love Chavo Guerrero here.
Go
watch Glow, everybody.
And in fact, I'll argue that Chavo was underrated.
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh fuck yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm glad that WWE actually gave him a bit of a singles push in 2004. A little bit. They kind of saw what they had with him, but
yes,
it was.
I also enjoyed his Cruiserweight Championship heel run at the end of WCW.
Oh shit, that's right. That's absolutely right. That happened. Fuck yeah.
Yes. Right before he lost to the would-be superstar known as Sugar Shane Helms.
But the which tremendous signings when WWE purchased them.
So we talked about Bubba, but then that reminded me of Devon.
What's up with Devon?
So I got this fucking podcast. I don't listen to it, but I heard Devon has a podcast. And no, Mac. This is before Kerwin White. I'm talking about when he first turned on Eddie. See, this is one of the rare times they actually pushed both guys, right? Because Eddie got the big push, but Chavo got a good push. Chavo got his dad.
Chavo got to beat the fuck out of Ray.
Chavo got a WrestleMania win. There was no seniors, right? That was on purpose. That was a Vince thing.
That was a Vince thing. No Chavo Senior. He's Chavo Classic.
Yes. No seniors, no juniors. It makes you look old or young or whatever. Yep. Also, technically, you know what? I'll see it counts. For all of, 30 seconds? Wasn't Chavo Guerrero a world champion?
Oh, shit. In one of the scramble matches, right?
No. Like ECW.
Oh, no. He was ECW world champion.
And then Kane smashed him.
At WrestleMania 24. We're back full circle.
Didn't he get, like, tossed into a river or something? Wasn't CM Punk dressed up like a Mexican?
I thought that... No, that was a different thing.
Whoa.
I swear I can vaguely remember CM Punk with a sombrero and a fake mustache on.
It feels like that Brock Lesnar segment.
But
no, it was close to that. Yeah. No, I know exactly what John's talking about. Yes, there was a mariachi segment, and CM Punk was one of the mariachi.
I fucking knew it. That goddamn.
I remember the close up of Punk ripping off the silly mustache. Yeah.
Only to reveal a shittier mustache.
Stop it!
I'm about to pull
Tell the Devon story, damn it!
I'm gonna pull a Pro Gamer move in a minute.
Devon has a podcast.
This fucking podcast is off the rails tonight.
He tells this story on his podcast that.
John, wait.
What's that? Look at that shit. I wish you had the fucking picture of the shittier mustache under it though.
No, never mind. Okay, it lasted longer than It lasted longer than I thought. Chavo Guerrero was ECW Heavyweight Champion for 68 days and then lost it when Kane cashed in the Money in the Bank on him at WrestleMania.
What? He cashed in Money in the Bank on the ECW champion?
I think he did, yes.
I don't fucking remember this at all.
I have some trivia about this. Get ready for this. I'm about to blow everyone's minds. Billy Kidman was training for a comeback around this time, and there was the potential that was going to be Kidman and Chavo Guerrero and a build up to WrestleMania 24.
And that never fucking happened, did it?
It never happened. Kidman had a few matches in FCW, and then we just never saw him again. And then he did like behind the scenes stuff instead.
I assume he cashed in Money in the Bank, but something happened. It was only a 10-second match. Kane showed up, chokeslam, belt.
No, I think that was the actual match that they built towards.
That was the match.
A full-on advertised wrestling match.
Well, I don't know why it only went 10 seconds then.
Because that's your boy Vincent Kennedy.
I thought it was a cash in because it was so fast.
No, that was not the case.
It can't. You can only cash in at WrestleMania if you win, because at 24 CM Punk.
Yeah, but who did Kane cash in on at the same night?
Undertaker.
That was years later,
Mysterio in 2010.
Oh, I'm getting the Mexicans mixed up.
Is it Ray? It was somebody as world champion.
Well, Ospreay, whoa, watch out. It's going to go Styles Clash, I think, guys. Ospreay steps over. Styles Clash on the apron.
That was so random and painful.
Also, Max here sideways.
Oh, shit. He's the best. Look at him. He's
Look
so different.
Down. That's Splinter Cell, Mac.
This is.
Hey.
Listen, however it works for you, Mac, we're happy to see you.
What's going on?
You want your break?
No, I'm done for the night.
Oh shit! Look at you, you lucky motherfucker. I'm over here being scared to go back to work in the morning.
I'm so sorry.
You and me both.
Listen,
It was
you guys
against
were
Ray.
just talking about Chavo Guerrero the other day.
Yeah.
The other minute. Did you happen to mention his run as a Caucasian golfer?
No, because that was something we don't like to think about.
Hey, no, but it introduced us to Dolph Ziggler.
With
That's
Dolph
true.
Ziggler as his caddy, yeah.
Nick
Yeah.
Namath. And they let him be Nick Namath that time.
Did you?
Yeah.
It was funny because they tried to dump it immediately when Eddie died, but he still
He still had the blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
it didn't come out. It's like shit. It's
He
an
had the
awkward
blonde
few
hair
months.
on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have worn a do-rag or something that night.
I'm saying
Durag
no.
Chavo.
I'm saying I'm putting an Eddie shirt over my head.
Oh, Chavo question. What was the name of the stick pony? I forgot.
Oh, fuck.
Pepe.
This is a fucked up.
Pepe,
shit.
Pepe, yes.
Pepe the
It was Pepe. Mhm.
Pepe.
Did Pepe suffer the same fate as Moppy?
Yeah, I think they both
Sounds
died.
right. Rest in peace. Legends of the ring.
Yeah.
So I wanted to.
Pepe got snapped, I think.
Oh
Pepe
shit!
got
So
snapped. No, wait.
Moppy got snapped.
It was Moppy that went in the wood chipper with Raven.
Yes.
Have you seen Moppy? Have you seen my Moppy?
Listen,
Did Norman Smiley freak Pepe?
2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, and 2004 Raw are like my wheelhouse. I remember the most obscure shit. And then I found Ring of Honor, and I was like, oh, I don't need this shit anymore.
I don't want to.
Now, like,
anymore.
wasn't that like Chavo had gone like stir crazy because Eddie was torturing him or some shit? Is that why Pepe happened?
I think so. I think Eddie was starting to treat Chavo like shit. Yeah.
And he kept throwing him up against like Goldberg and
for trying to teach him how to cheat and shit and do all that stuff.
He put him up against Wrath.
I did want to talk about this. I did want to talk about this story because I thought it was interesting in that I'd always been
well, okay,
first how
first
this works backstage.
Well, we have to finally finish the Devon story.
What's that? Oh shit! Yeah, that's what I meant. That's actually what I was talking about.
Okay, let's go.
We're looking at the copyright strike live.
Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck did Nico get copyrighted? No, I think it's not a strike, thankfully. It's just videos posted. Anyway, so
Jesus,
goodness, Greg, you don't stick the mic in your nose. Devon is on his podcast and he tells this story that when he was on Jericho's cruise recently,
the
name came up.
A name.
So the name was Will Washington, and if you don't,
I don't know that
name. Will Washington is one of the original Grap City podcast hosts, and the cousin of Swerve Strickland. He got hired by AEW as a creative consultant, so to speak. His official role is wrestling administration coordinator.
Sure.
I love nepotism.
Basically, Swerve got one of his homies a spot.
Well,
wasn't that the one that was begging for the spot too?
No, it's a little weird. It's a little different in that.
Okay.
This was AEW was in a little creative rut, and they kind of saw it as like a goodwill move to like their fan base, where they hired up one of them, like one of the podcasters, one of the IWC, to be in the room because Tony's a fucking freak. Tony's a nut.
Hire us, we'll fix the product. Boom.
But essentially, this guy, his role is to listen in on creative meetings and write wrestler blogs online. Somebody's breathing right into their mic. It might be you, Greg. I only say that because it usually is.
Wait, Greg, I got you.
Okay.
No, so this guy, Will Washington, as much as I know, he seemed like a good guy. I mean, I was even jealous. I was like, God damn, they hired a podcaster, but it wasn't me. Fuck.
Right.
I keep getting away with it.
God damn it. So as it turns out, apparently everybody in the locker room thinks he's a snake.
Oh boy.
But this is coming from Devon, who works for WWE right now. So it's a little weird to hear this coming.
Does he?
Yeah, he's a backstage dude.
Oh, I thought he didn't do that job anymore.
He actually just left recently. Bullshit. He left. He left. He left.
He might still be on the Legends contract though.
He might.
What do they think he's what do they think he's a snake? They think he goes back and rats on people and shit.
So that's why. So that's what I was looking at here. So the quote is, the bottom line is that everybody in the locker room thinks you're a snake.
He said that to him?
He's saying that on his podcast to Will Washington, but Will Washington is not on the podcast. He's just kind of throwing it into the ether.
Oh, he's
interesting.
talking into the wind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that people on the cruise in the AEW locker. So now I got to go to the cruise and see who the fuck is in AEW who was booked to be on this cruise. And they said that the whole locker room thinks he's a snake. So now there's a couple ways to look at that. One, obviously the whole locker room doesn't think he's a snake. That's just not the way human connections work. It's a lot of people in the locker room. Some are going to like him. Some are going to think he's a snake. Now, my question is, what would make him a snake? It's not just because he's Will Washington's cousin and he got a job. He had to have said something that wasn't supposed to be said.
Strickland's cousin?
Oh, yeah. Swerve Strickland's cousin. He had to have said something to the boss that shouldn't have been said to the boss. He had to have snitched, said something, got somebody in trouble, got somebody fired, something. But I thought it was interesting that Devon was publicly calling this person that I thought was harmless a snake.
But wait a minute. Doesn't that make the person who told Devon worse than Will Washington?
I guess it depends on what Will Washington did. Because I mean,
right.
If he's
don't
like,
you think it's worse? Don't you think it's worse when a AEW employee goes up to a contracted WWE wrestler and is giving him dirt on AEW? I think that's worse than anything Will could do. I mean,
I guess it depends.
It depends, because I don't think Devon is directly working with the company right now. Both him and Bubba are on Legends contracts. That's why they're in the freaking video game and whatnot.
Yeah, but then it's also like
freelance.
They don't really see it like that. Like I'm not if I'm talking.
No, it's not the same thing.
You know, like if I'm talking to my boy and I'm like, this motherfucker's a snake, I'm not worried about AEW or WWE employment status. You know, I'm just like, fuck Will Washington, for whatever reason. And like Jesus said, like Jesus said, Willow Nightingale literally earlier today talking about how Will Washington helped her with some promo stuff, and it's like, of course, that's exactly what I mean. Some people are gonna be like, "Fuck that guy, he's a snake," and others are gonna be like, "He was so nice to me."
Weren't there like when he got announced like he was going to AEW? Weren't there like a couple of like people, not wrestlers, but like people on the periphery of wrestling that were like hating him? They were just like, "Oh, you're a fucking hater. You're just mad that he got the job and you didn't." And
that's the
like,
truth.
No, he's like they were like, yeah, no, he's not, like, that's not the dude you want in your company. I remember like a couple of people like tweeting and then Twitter's just like, oh,
but that's
hater,
just
blah.
but they are just haters. Like that's the thing. Something could come out later, but that won't change that they're haters. They were haters. I felt it in my gut. I was like, damn, that should have been me. But I'm not a hater, so that doesn't bubble up. That doesn't affect me, but it affects people. It does.
But what I'm saying, I'm not saying like it was just like the typical like Twitter troll shit. I'm saying it was like
we stopped hearing you, Mac.
I can't hear Mac. Those earbuds always be dying on him.
No, but essentially, I don't think this is that kind of snake thing. I don't think this is like something like he's got a nasty past and they shouldn't have hired him in the first place.
I have a theory.
Go for it.
My theory right now is, could he have said something to Tony Khan that prevented Devon's sons from getting hired? Because they keep getting tryouts because I know Captain Sean Dean loves them. Yeah, he keeps bringing them in. They've done a couple of Ring of Honor appearances, and maybe Will Washington has said something about them that prevented.
That's interesting because I didn't know they were still working.
Yeah, because they've gotten several opportunities with WWE and AEW, and it just never works out.
Never works out. Yeah.
Really, I remember them being in TNA.
They were in TNA. They were on Dark. I'm pretty sure they did WWE tryouts.
Yeah, they did a couple like NXT tryouts. I think they might have even done 1 or 2 NXT appearances as jobbers.
And it just never works out. So I imagine Will probably saw the same thing other people saw if that's what happened. He was just like, Tony, these guys stink. Oh no, Mac, we can't hear you. I appreciate that you're talking though.
Yeah, we love. No, still can't hear you. Just reading your mouth movements.
We can see you. We can see.
This is interesting because I never heard of the guy.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, when he got hired, I was like, "Fuck, man, fuck." That should have been me. But now,
Will Washington and Jimmy Jacobs have been helping Willow, and I feel like one is more useful than the other.
I'm sure because Jimmy Jacobs is actually doing the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what his job is, but he says he just listens in on creative meetings and write wrestler bios on the website. What does that mean? What does that really mean? I imagine he texts Tony back and forth, and Tony has somebody he can talk Mark shit with. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in the company that he can be a Mark with. They can
exactly what I
both
think it is.
share memes, and they can say fucked up shit about wrestlers that you can't say in a professional capacity. And I
Talk
think,
about Ken Kobashi.
yeah, you know,
hear
like,
me now?
yeah,
Yes.
we can. And you're facing the right direction.
Hey.
Let's go!
Yo,
Hey,
it looks really cool too that we got 4 of us.
Right?
So I was gonna say, I remember watching a TNA show when the Samsung TV network had played like the old shows, and I think it was a Devon versus Bubba match when they were feuding, and like Bubba was tormenting his sons, like had them like in a boiler room chained up and was like beating them with the chain and shit, and then they had a match, and Bubba and Devon was getting the absolute dog shit kicked out of him, and here came his son, and one of them tripped getting into the ring.
You gotta move that, Mike.
And
Damn.
I was like, all right, his career's over. And they got in the ring, and they weren't bad. They did a couple like stinger splashes and body slams, like nothing like, you know, Will Ospreay-esque or anything. But I just remember that match being like really terrible. It ended up being like 3-on-1. They did like a 3D to Bubba, and they screwed it up. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's time to move on. You know what, though? If you just keep on hustling, maybe it'll happen for you. Because if you look at Eric Watts lost in Tough Enough like fucking 12 years ago. And he has been hustling and working for the last fucking decade. And it never worked out, unfortunately. But he did finally get a job at WWE. And he's going to be on the SmackDown writing team.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I actually do remember seeing him. I do remember seeing him doing some work at the old Championship Wrestling from Hollywood joint with I think he worked at least somewhere around like the Nick Aldis stuff, because that was the only time I seen any of that show. But
Nick is laughing at him. That's fucked up.
I thought we were talking about a completely different Eric Watts here.
You know, no, Eric would have seen.
No,
Watts.
not that one.
Not Eric with a K Watts. Even though I heard that guy, and that Eric kind of sucks too.
He does.
He does.
But you gotta give him credit. He kept coming back. He kept trying different things. So
Fucking Techno Team 3000 or whatever. 2000.
2000.
No, but listen, I don't have no jokes about Eric Watts getting hired for finally getting a WWE check. I remember being interested in his development because I remember he was one of the dudes on Tough Enough, because Tough Enough was on during a time when me and my mother would watch a lot of bad reality shows together. We loved bad reality shows. And
The last good season of Tough Enough, I should say.
Was this the one? Was this the
With
one
Austin?
With Austin? Okay, so this wasn't the one that had Mandy and Patrick Clark and all of those. That's the next one.
Right?
That's the next one. Yes, that's Jericho.
So this is the one where
This one had Evilise.
Yeah, he was giving out belts. This was Steve Austin giving out John Cena belts.
Yes, which is like the worst gift you can give out.
I just remember that a lot of them sucked, but the ones that actually wanted to keep wrestling interested me, because the ones that sucked, usually I think of them like they came on TV to be actors or whatever, and they don't care about wrestling. Or, you know,
like the Middle Eastern like model chick.
Oh, the princess, the one that patted her ass.
Yeah,
or where she was running the rope.
Yep.
Oh my.
She was so pretty. God damn it.
She was, but she was terrible.
She was so bad, but she was the reason I watched. No, he didn't make it at all. He didn't get signed. He never made it to the WWE. He lost in Tough Enough, and it wasn't even a situation where like you work for 10 years and sometimes you get extra work, and maybe they even hired you for a year. This motherfucker lost in Tough Enough, and he just never got it. But I respect the hustle.
Well, actually, he was on the main roster in 1995, John.
Oh God!
Shut up!
Shut up, Nick.
Nick,
no, but good on him.
So the other day I'm watching WCW from 1993, and they have Boy Bob Watts in the ring, and he goes, "Yeah, my son was supposed to compete tonight against Johnny Polo, but he's injured, so he can't compete." And then they go to this promo.
Oh, goddamn!
It's like the Jumpin' Jeff Farmer promo, but worse.
No.
Right? So So, I looked up the Observer. I went to the January 1993 Observer, and it was like Eric Watts was supposed to wrestle Johnny Polo at Clash of the Champions, but Bob Watts said he wasn't any good and sat his son down on the sidelines. I was like, oh my fucking god!
That's incredible. That's the kind of shit I want to read in the Observer. God damn it. I missed out on the peak days.
Dude, he cut the worst fucking promo I've ever seen in my life. He was like, yeah, I really wanted to be in the ring tonight with Johnny Polo, but like I can't because I hurt myself. I was like, oh.
No, I hurt my feelings. My dad doesn't love me.
Dude, my dad replaced me with Big Sky of all people.
Dude, and then Meltzer's just in the fucking big Observer going like, yeah, he was a piece of shit and his dad knew it, so they didn't want him to fucking wrestle. So fuck you. Fuck you and die in super hell.
I appreciate it. Meltzer.
I wish I was Shanghai Pierce.
I wish I could have hung out with young Meltzer. I'm sure he used to talk so much shit. Man.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at this. There's a few of these guys. Let's see. Andy Levine, who ended up winning the whole damn thing, never ended up on one fucking episode of that damn show.
Dude,
didn't he get fired?
With the spinner
he did.
With Austin.
What did he do wrong? Oh, no, he's not the one that... Because there's a couple, and apparently this happens all the time with Tough Enough, where they, like the winners fuck up horribly and they get fired.
What did not... Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, you might know this, but I vaguely remember like Austin, when he was in his like GM days, he had the dude back there in the locker room with him, like when he was the GM and wrestlers were walking in, he's like, introduce yourself to Nick or whoever, whatever the hell his name was, and they would have to shake it, Andy, and they would have to shake Andy's hand before talking to Austin.
Oh God, I don't remember that. I only remember him bringing them in for like when they were like the winners, and then they both got stunned, and then I think there was this confusion between the instructions. So I think Andy got in trouble for, quote, not selling the stunner, even though he was told to leave immediately.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it fucking was that got him killed.
That's what it was, right?
Hold on. Jesus just sent me a random funny Dave Meltzer clip. So we're all gonna watch that shit.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
We are all watching it. Let me share this screen with you fine folks.
Guys, there's 2 years of Andy Levine wrestling in Puerto Rico.
Wait,
oh no!
He's with Ricochet. So let's see what they have to say. Do I got my audio?
This can't be good.
Uh-oh.
Actually, this is gonna be great.
This can't be good for Ricochet.
God, let me find that play.
Good for anyone.
We've raised a generation where people think that only WWE matters. And now I think that a little bit, that's seeping in to some people that New Japan matters. I think there were people at one point who thought TNA matters. I don't know that they do now, you know? Raise a generation.
Always getting whacked.
Oh.
And then he left that job, went to WWE, and then they fired him. So
fucking Meltzer, god damn it, he's got no awareness. He's got no self-awareness. He's got no situational awareness. He is just Dave Meltzer, any and every time.
Respect.
Meltzer belongs in fucking jail.
I love him. He is so fucking. He is so just completely oblivious.
Yeah. Greg, I wanted to mention to you. Do you remember the episode of Raw when Stone Cold was the GM and Punk walked in and he was like, "You want a beer? What?" And he's like, "I'm sober." Do you remember that episode?
They were teasing.
Vaguely.
They were teasing hard. They were teasing a CM Punk Stone Cold match that year.
Andy had just walked out of the locker room right as Punk walked in, and Punk kind of stared him down. And he's like, "You got a problem?" And he's like, "What's your problem?" He's like, "Are you drunk?" He's like, "You want a beer?" That was the episode.
I do not remember that. No.
I think Nick kind of vaguely remembers it.
Ooh,
I remember the
speaking of nepotism time, Andy Levine's the cousin of Dan Spivey.
What?
Really? That's why you're so damn tall.
That explains. Also, do you guys remember in early TNA, and some of you have watched wrestling with Puerto Rico, Apollo?
Yes.
He had a Apparently, Andy had a long-running feud with Apollo in Puerto Rico.
Nice. I remember
From
Apollo.
2012 to 2014.
Oh my god.
Wonderful.
Long
Yeah.
storytelling.
Luke Robinson.
WCC?
Yes, probably. Well, no, it might be IWA.
Oh, okay.
There's only 2, right?
What are we talking about?
I think the promotions in Puerto Rico is it WCC or IWA.
Oh, he was in WWC.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. We've been talking more about Andy Levine than WWE actually had him on the roster.
Exactly. That's how we feel about that.
So a couple of other things. I mean, I did laugh at The Rock earlier.
Dude, everything The Rock has been touching lately outside of wrestling has turned to dog shit.
Well, it was his own hubris. We talked about that. The DC thing is gonna haunt him for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
And rightfully so. Anyway, so moving on.
I do hope his next movie turns out because I know that story.
This is actually funny. I've heard this before. I don't know why he's still telling this story. It must have entertained him greatly.
Really?
Eric Bischoff talking about how he hated Honky Tonk Man so much that he enjoyed firing him and he wishes he could do it every single day.
Okay, so I posted that. Okay, so I want to give you a little backstory on this. Okay,
Go for it.
Honky Tonk Man came in 1994, I believe, in August. Eric Bischoff did not want to hire Honky Tonk Man, but Honky Tonk Man had friends in the locker room that put in a good word to Turner, and he got hired. So when he was on the roster, he was doing like Saturday night. He was doing like some random, shows. He wanted a contract. Eric said, no, I'll give you $1,000 per appearance. So he said, okay. And then after like 2 months in October, in October, he was like, I want a contract. He was like, no. So he literally tried to hold up the company. He's like, yeah, me and my buddies backstage are gonna walk out or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So Bischoff was like, well, I'm not giving you a contract, so you can either take it or leave it. So I guess Honky Tonk Man took it. And then Bischoff said to him, okay, Starrcade 94 is coming up. Johnny B. Bad is the United States champion. He's going to go over you. And he was like, no, that's not happening. And Eric Bischoff's like, okay, what do you think is happening? And he goes, yeah, I'm going over Johnny B. Bad and I'm taking the title. I'm going to be the U.S. champion. And Eric Bischoff was like, you're fucking fired.
I didn't know. I actually didn't know they had beef. Honky Tonk.
Oh yeah, I've heard that story before.
You know, the biggest Honky Tonk Man memory I have is actually the shoot interview, the famous one with New Jack and Iron Sheik. Those are my Honky
Have
Tonk
you seen
Man.
a single Honky Tonk Man match? Bell to bell.
Yep, Ultimate Warrior versus Honky Tonk Man, 36 seconds.
I didn't even see that shit. I mean, I probably actually, since I've watched every WrestleMania at least once, I probably did see that match, but I have no recollection of it, and I prefer it stays that way. So thank you.
So I have a little follow-up to that as well for Mac. Yeah. Honky Tonk Man doing that also soured Bischoff whenever anyone would try to be like, hey, so you got me on this per appearance deal. Can I have a contract? And Bischoff would be like, no, you're going to try and honky tonk me? Because that's what he did to One Man Gang.
Oh, no.
That's why we stopped saying One Man Gang in February of 96.
You were trying to fucking honky tonk me?
He became a verb.
Oh, man.
So, they had there's an episode of Shotgun Saturday Night where WWE was trying to be cool and do it in a bar and shit like that. And this was so they had Honky Tonk Man actually host that show. So in the middle of the show, they had fucking Todd, My Tips Are Frosted Pettingill come out and had the Honky Tonk Man do a live concert on this show that's supposed to be edgy, that had Terry Funk and Stone Cold Steve fucking Austin in the week before beating the shit out of each other, right? Now, what did they have on WCW Saturday Night? They had a fucking Six versus Eddie Guerrero match for the Cruiserweight title going on, while Honky Tonk Man in 1997 was singing on WWF television in a bar that held 3,000 people, but only 300 showed up.
You don't believe in Joe Hendry? What the fuck? That's exactly what they did on Tuesday. What are you talking about?
Oh my god!
In front of 200, in front of less people. The PC.
The main event of that WCW Saturday Night was Arn Anderson versus Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Damn.
You know, they asked CM Punk here. This isn't the clip, but this reminded me that they asked him. They asked him about the All Out footage.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is it. Like, again, I feel like nobody's ever, because you know what it is. His last interview is what made them play this video. So they asked him.
I guess I say again about asking him about the incident.
They asked him about the footage, specifically about AEW playing the footage, and this was on the Sports Illustrated Media podcast, and he's asked Jimmy Traina. Traina, who the fuck these people are. He says they asked him about the footage. Punk says it felt really ugly. But then I was like, showing the footage isn't going to help them or hurt me, so whatever. Being a top draw in 2 different companies is pretty wild. Thanks, guys. Yeah, no,
You're a piece of shit, buddy.
I thought this was funny for a couple of reasons. I mean, obviously bad journalism. So they asked him about the thing that nobody really cares about anymore, just so they can get a headline.
Of course.
And also, gosh, CM Punk is so lazy lately. It's very disheartening.
What did you expect him to say to that?
He used to be so creative. He used to have his own thoughts. He used to say things that I hadn't heard before.
It's pretty groundbreaking.
He used to break ground. You know what it is though? This follows the performance on Raw. So this was like doubling down on what I kind of already was noticing from him. His act is kind of stale on WWE TV. I don't know if it's, how does CM Punk work
because he's been talking for 8 months, John.
No, because he can talk. Drew McIntyre's been talking for 8 months, and he's been carrying the shit out this feud. So like,
the social media posts too have been killer.
There's that, but you know, McIntyre comes out and he's got his little zingers and references to Punk's outside world, and he makes it work. He flips in and out of kayfabe, and it works. Something about Punk's rebuttals, responses, he's not holding up his end of this when he's on television. This past week in particular was a little sad to watch. Him trying to get the crowd to chant his name over and over and over, and he just wouldn't do it.
Really sanitized Punk.
It's a corporate Punk. It's not PG Punk because it's the MJF thing. It's a CM Punk that doesn't have anything to rebel against. It's weird. It's a little empty. It's a little, I don't know how to. It doesn't feel the same. It ain't hitting the same.
It feels more robotic than usual.
Well, because CM Punk used to be the type of guy that was like, you know, he used to be like, hey, if I don't like the way things are going around here, you know, I might leave. And it's like, all right, you got nowhere else to go now, buddy.
So I mean, it's not even that. It's like the actual, just the performance. You know, like, I don't know if it's that he doesn't want to rock any boats because he doesn't want to fuck up this new life, this beautiful WWE life he has, but it's a little boring, a little lame. Maybe it's because he's a babyface. Maybe he's just not working as a babyface right now.
I think that might have a lot to do with it. At least for this argument again.
WWE babyface Punk felt fine to me though.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that because then that's how they start to think I'm being biased, but
how dare you?
I don't know.
I think AEW.
That's okay. I didn't want to talk to you.
Go for it.
No, you're fine. No, I was just gonna say that like CM Punk has gone on record for years and years and years saying how much he doesn't like Triple H, how much he doesn't like everything that WWE did to him. So now the way he goes back to it after all the things he said, even before AEW's existence, it just feels like, you know, this guy who was this big punk rocker that so many people got behind is just going back on every single thing he said and spitting in the face of everyone that did believe in him.
There's definitely that. I mean, I
feel like you can account a lot of that for the whole wrestling industry.
Yeah, there's that. But again, it's just the CM Punk of it. Like, it's because other people are making it work. Shit, Greg! God damn, that is so loud.
Trying to get in here.
No, you breathed into the mic like a direct kamehameha of air.
Oh my headphones popped off with that one. Greg, get it.
No, what were you saying, Greg?
As far as the AEW babyface stuff, like I think the AEW babyface stuff always kind of falls right into the whole rebellion thing, because even though like anything that was CM Punk and anti-WWE just falls right into place with the 2011 run, and that stuff is just familiar, like CM Punk I miss kind of stuff that people would get behind. So like the WWE CM Punk babyface run just kind of feels like CM Punk being the babyface wrestler who's really good at what he does, but it's not going to be groundbreaking because he doesn't have any ground to break. The ground that he was breaking is a lot of what the company is now. That's what people apparently keep saying to him, right? Like all the stuff he wanted is what we are now. He can't rebel against the thing he got.
Unless he becomes PG corporate punk.
Sure, he can put a suit on, maybe, whatever. You know, that's what people love to do, right?
You might as well have it on. You see the strings behind him right now.
Breaks straight edge completely.
And another thing too, I think it could be is that like when Punk wrestled back in the day, there was like an anticipation. They're like, "Oh man, I can't wait for this guy to wrestle. He's so good." Now it's like, "Oh,
because everyone else sucked."
Is he gonna get injured in this fucking match? You know, like.
Anyway, here's my fate.
I think the crowd's just kind of over Punk. You know, I mean, I know the merchandise sales don't say that and shit like that, but you know, I was kind of over Marvel for a while, but it didn't stop me from buying Marvel shirts. You know, but I think Punk's
merch looks cool a lot of the time.
Yeah. He's almost 50. He's almost 50 years old. This isn't a 32, late 20s, early 30s CM Punk rebelling against, you know, anything. And like Greg so eloquently said a minute ago, like everything that he wanted in the WWE, it's like it's here, and it's like, okay, what do I bitch about now? My whole fucking shtick is gone.
I think beyond all that shit.
Beyond all that shit,
the guy CM Punk never worked. But post his original main event run,
the 2011 stuff,
CM Punk doesn't work as just a regular part of the TV. It's fucking weird. His entire WWE run past the main event scene. Now, obviously, before that, he had to build his way to get to a point where he had the kind of influence where he could stand out amongst the rest of the roster. But that original CM Punk run, he felt like he stuck out like a sore thumb. Now he kind of blends in with the rest of the corporate puppets, and it's a little sad to watch. So fuck that.
But I also would argue as a talent, he blends in with the rest of the product because the product changed.
Yeah. And you can argue a lot of the people that developed in there are based on his style and what he's brought to the table.
He's not
the 2011.
He's not from a wrestling standpoint. Maybe arguably both promos and in ring, he's not a unique part of the show anymore because the show became everything he was doing.
Yeah.
Yep. Time to send him home. Actually, here's a fun CM Punk clip that I always love to play.
No one ever says, I'm the leader. The first person who says that, especially there's a thing in wrestling, the locker room leader. Whenever somebody says, I'm a locker room leader, you definitely know that guy is not the locker room leader. That 100%.
Cody, do you remember this weird, Cody, we had this weird locker room meeting in WWE once where CM Punk said that? Do you remember that?
So I tried I tried not to name names.
I'll say it because it's my cruise.
But
do you remember they said
multiple times
as the locker room leader? I'm like, you don't lead me.
and it worked on a certain demo of the locker room. But there was one meeting where
19-year-old
Booker
girl?
T was in the room, and Punk hit the as the locker room leader. I'm telling you guys all to pick up your trash, and Booker literally threw his trash on the floor. And said, he's not telling me to pick up my trash. And they had this whole interaction. So it was,
So
Glenn is the only actual locker room leader,
Glenn,
right?
Kane?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the mayor now.
Yeah, he's the mayor. And he's somebody that you would listen to because he's 6'9", 350 pounds of muscle. If Kane tells me to pick up the trash, I'm picking up the trash. If CM Punk tells me to pick up the trash, you go yes.
God, I love that.
I love the Ricker show too. So many people have said that pound for pound, Kane is probably the strongest man they've ever wrestled.
Not even that. That is the same. That motherfucker didn't evolve from whoever he was in the point of that story they were telling. He's still the same dude who was as the locker room leader until one guy said, actually, I'm going to use this glass anyway. Then it became an issue. These kids can't speak to me that way. Motherfucker has a control issue. Anyway, very funny. Very character describing moment there.
John, did you happen to see what he said about CM Punk? About Shane McMahon as well? As a part of that SI interview?
Punk?
Yeah. So Punk.
What the fuck did he have to say about Shane?
So the guy asked him. He said, "Listen," he goes, "I know you don't like to talk about, the AEW stuff." He goes, "But Tony Khan had a secret meeting with Shane McMahon today," and he goes, "No comment." And the guy goes, "No comment." He goes, "Listen," he goes, "I'm a Shane McMahon guy." He goes, "Always been a Shane McMahon guy." He goes, "But he goes, I'm not going to comment on that bullshit."
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I'm not surprised he's a Shane McMahon guy. That just makes total sense.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah. Actually, honestly, now I want it even more. Now I need Shane McMahon to show up in AEW. If it bothers CM Punk, then it makes me very happy. No, I can't. I told you when Jack Perry and Drew McIntyre were going around collecting CM Punk's haters, and he didn't give me a phone call. That's kind of disrespectful. And I took that personally. I don't like that. I think I'm a bigger CM Punk hater than either of you. But okay. It's fine. I completely
ruined John's relationship with Danhausen.
Yeah, it took CM Punk to do that. No,
Sounds true for a lot of people with Danhausen.
No, that's actually that's very funny because that's true. No, listen, Danhausen. I always thought, man, what the fuck is this guy gonna do on AEW TV? And then they brought him on AEW TV, and I was like, well, if you keep him in those little funny spots, then he can't really bother, right? And of course, he got on his soapbox. Stay on the side, then wait for your well, I don't know if he gets a WWE contract. Well, maybe Punk can get it for him. I'm sure he can be like the Santino character in WWE. Do they have one right now?
I think it's Carlito. No, I'm kidding.
It's our truth.
Cross.
Oh fuck.
Oh Jesus.
It might very well be our truth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our truth. Yeah.
But our truth is so like next level. It made me so blurry just saying that because it's so truthful.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the rest of the things that happened this week. I don't know why I shared Twitter instead of Facebook. I think that was a reflex, but
I don't know. I'm trying to remember when I just saw R-Truth. I think Cody Rhodes was talking to R-Truth, and he keeps talking about how R-Truth is continually outsmarted him across all the locker rooms.
Cody Rhodes, any content he puts out is I don't watch it. I don't listen to it. It doesn't.
You want to listen to his little interviews and his little busts?
He's
the Wheatley vodka special.
There's something about like I really enjoy Cody as a performer. I enjoy watching his WWE stuff a lot. I think him versus Roman Reigns is gonna go down as one of the best WWE matches of all time. Because people love WWE fans love that shit. They had every single thing you could ever want out of a WWE match. But
I love that John refers to specifically everything you could want out of a WWE match.
I feel like people don't get the difference, and it's not a disparaging thing.
Oh, I get the difference.
You know what I'm saying? It's a WWE match. It's got all the fixings and the seasonings that you can want. You know what I'm saying?
It was a match that took like years to develop and get to that point.
Yeah, like the match doesn't work unless it got fucking 16 months of Days of Our Lives attached to it. You know what I'm saying?
You could argue even 10 years for like all the extra stuff with Shield and then all the booking stuff.
Right?
And Cody getting fired and going off and.
It's gonna go down as one of the greatest WWE matches of all time. I have no doubt about that. But he is such a worker. He is such a carny. He is such a wrestler that not a fucking word he says do I take seriously. Not a word. Every single thing. The closest people will ever get to real Cody is being the Elite. Actually, where he used to do the weirdest fucking outlandish
StarCast.
Or the StarCast promos, but even then, like
where's that referee?
That fuck on me story is funny as hell, but he's such a worker that even Ted DiBiase was like, I don't remember it happening that way. You know what I'm saying?
Of course he doesn't. He's the butt of the joke.
But I everything he says is like a work. Like every fucking thing he says, it's a performance. The suit, the interviews, the thing. I can't take a fucking thing he says seriously. Anything. And I mean, that's good. That's the way wrestlers should be. I miss when all of them were that way. It was the whole industry. Now we know too much about them, and every 5 minutes, one of them's a fucking predator.
Jesus.
Just like your favorite YouTubers.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
The second you get famous, you go talk to a child.
Apparently some of the Twitch guys, too.
One of those ECW cameramen, huh? No, GCW.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Oh my God, there's another one. Hold on, there's another.
Wait, what?
One. Jesus sent me another one. I don't think I heard this one.
Oh dear God.
A good example is when I was at the top, the peak, had the WWE Championship belt, ECW belt. I was in the top position. I still never felt like it was like my locker room or anything, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like certain people, like right off the bat, that's where they'll go.
Yeah.
A lot of I'm so not like that.
Right.
I got suspended. It didn't last long anyway, a couple weeks I got suspended. But when I came back, we were at a house show, and CM Punk walks by me and says, "Hey Rob," he says, "I'm gonna tell everybody I'm having a meeting in the dressing room in 5 minutes. Of course, this has nothing to do with you. I just want to let you know that's where we're all going." I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh my God. One good example is when I was
hold on, wait a minute.
Had the WWE Championship belt.
What's that?
Rob Van Dam won the ECW and WWE titles in
2006.
CM Punk came into the company in 2006.
Six.
Yep. Mid 2006.
So he's holding a fucking locker room meeting when he's only been there. His coffee's not even fucking cold yet.
Well, no, I would imagine. When did Rob leave? Right?
Left. Rob said he got suspended.
Rob said when he had both belts.
He said he got suspended, got stripped of the title. He came back a couple weeks later. He said he was walking through the locker room, and CM Punk said, "Hey, Rob, just to let you know, I'm having a meeting." So that was a couple of weeks later.
Well, you got to get the timing. You have to consider a couple of things. One, Rob is a lifetime marijuana smoker. So those dates are not reliable.
The memories are a little skewed.
Being a marijuana smoker myself, I can tell you one thing. The incident most likely happened exactly the way he said it. The when, he's never going to be able to tell you exactly when that fucking happened.
because if that,
as far as Rob's concerned, he never lost those belts.
Because but what I'm saying is, if the timelines line up, Punk's like a year and a half away from being ECW champion. Like, he's first eliminated in the fucking Elimination Chamber in December. Big Show wins that title, and I think July or August. So like,
I think RV time that he got suspended with his actual hiatus, and when he came back to WWE, I'm trying to remember.
so you
Rob
think
Van
he
Dam
came
left Rob Van Dam left in One Night Stand 2007.
Yeah,
So that had to have been like the latest point.
That's when he left.
yeah, because
He had that match, the stretcher match.
That was
with Randy Orton.
the WWE. That was like the really WWE one, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He came back in the 2009 Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then he came back
For one night.
and then he came back for that All-Star Money in the Bank ladder match.
That actually makes more sense.
I remember the Money in the Bank ladder match. I would not be surprised if
2013.
like Rob cannot tell the difference between that last end and the comeback.
So you're telling me that Rob is mistaking 2006 and 2012?
But here's the thing: look at what the roster was. That's probably the most telling thing. If Rob was saying that, like, yeah, Tommy Dreamer was there, Justin Credible was there, compared to 2013, like, yeah, Ezekiel Jackson was there.
Oh well, you know what? Actually, Rob would have left, and then he would have came back to an ECW, and Punk have become ECW champion at any point?
2006.
Time.
No,
2006, late 2006, because he had the Chavo match.
June 2006, he debuted. So like, Punk gets the belt about yeah.
He was supposed to fight Chris Benoit at the Night of Champions, and when Benoit did what he did
the thing,
and then Nitro, he fought Nitro at the next pay-per-view, and then after that they had a random ass match on TV, and Punk won the title, but that's because John Morrison got suspended for steroids.
The match that they gave away on the website to drive ratings toward it.
What up, Tyler? Thank you for joining us in the middle of the night.
What up, yo?
Wrestling.
Yeah, John Morrison got popped for steroids, and it was his second.
Everybody
did. He was gone for 60 days, and Punk won the title. And the stipulation in that match was that if Punk didn't win the ECW World Title, he would never be able to challenge for the title ever again.
Yeah, this sounds about right. So I guess it's
everyone loves that.
So this definitely happened in an WWE ECW locker room for sure.
Yeah.
That's
because if you think about the idea from the other
he only
story,
had one reign, right?
Where Booker T is in the locker room. I'm not counting Booker T as when he was the commentator. I'm thinking this is Booker T as a wrestler, because Booker T left in 2007. So this would have been around the same time frame as that as well, from the Jericho Cody story.
That's
so
funny.
CM Punk won the belt.
Acting like this.
Hey, Greg.
Fuck.
If I remember correctly, okay, Rob dropped the belt to the Big Show. Big Show won it around like maybe August, September, and then he dropped it to Bobby
in the
Lashley
chamber.
In the chamber. Then Bobby Lashley got drafted. Well, he did the thing with Vince where Vince won the title, and then he got drafted to Raw. They had to vacate the title. They had a tournament. It was supposed to be Punk and Benoit in the final. It ended up being Nitro. And then Nitro won it, changed his gimmick to John Morrison. And then Punk won the title around June 2007, I think it was.
So you're missing a very important part about that, and that's when Do-Rag Vince won the belt.
No, I said that. Vince.
Okay, so it's Big Show Bobby, Vince Bobby.
Yeah, and then Bobby vacates the title because he goes
to
Raw.
And then it's Morrison.
And John Morrison won it, yeah. So,
and then there were 4 John Morrison CM Punk matches that he lost, and then there was the last chance match.
Yeah, the last chance match, yeah. So if Rob is saying he came back a couple weeks later.
Which, by the way, is September 1st, 2007, so we can get that date down.
Yeah. So if Punk, wow.
That's your boy. That's your boy with his top 5. This actually made me laugh. CM Punk's top 5 wrestlers of all time. Harley Race, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I mean, that's a pretty good top 5.
It's a good top 5. My only question was, where the fuck where's Bret Hart? Oh, that shit. Oh, that shit.
Savage.
Oh, that shit. He's like, no,
Harley Race,
number 6,
the one man that made him break straight edge.
Somebody said he don't gotta act like he likes Bret Hart anymore because he's not around FTR. Now he's around Triple H, so he gotta act like he likes Harley Race.
That's funny.
Like, fuck.
Where's Macho Man?
No Macho Man. Hey, listen. This is performative ass top 5. I'm fuck out of here.
So I saw on Reddit another amazing CM Punk story. So where it says, my favorite story was where Jericho and Edge were talking about CM Punk refusing to tag Jericho during a tag match at a house show because he was mad about Jericho and Edge watching Hockey and Gorilla right before they went through the curtain.
I remember this one.
Dude, this dude is a fucking nut job. There's no way you all believe he disappeared and came back there fucking cathartic. He had a moment and he's fine now. And it's everybody else's fault.
For what it's worth, Edge on that same episode does sort of come around on the story where he's there at the same time where he's like, his idea with his relationship with Punk at that point was just like, me and you are not that different of a guy, and when you get more time in here, you'll understand, how this all kind of goes down. And years later, when Edge is like working around him or whatever, Punk's in his position where he's trying to fucking find out what the damn score is for the Hawks game. Is it the Hawks? Blackhawks?
Yeah, Blackhawks. Yeah.
Like Punk is trying to figure out how the Blackhawks are doing in the playoffs, even though he's got a match that night, and Edge is just like, see, you figured it out. Edge kind of comes around on him in that story for what it's worth.
Yeah, he's still a dick.
Greg, do you remember the famous story about him when he was World Heavyweight Champion, walking around in Misfits t-shirts, and John Laurinaitis was like, "Yeah, you got to wear a suit," and he's like, "Well, the Undertaker doesn't. John Cena don't wear a suit," and he's like, "Well, you're not John Cena and the Undertaker, bud." And then they had him lose the World Heavyweight title in 5 minutes inside a Hell in a Cell by Undertaker as a punishment.
Yep. I'll never forget that shit.
And Undertaker still fucking puts them over whenever they come up.
The story came out really fast after that match too. I feel like everybody knew why it happened.
Well, because his reign was so meaningful. He had beat Undertaker twice, and once in an I Quit match with the crooked referee, and then he had the thing with Jeff Hardy, and where they traded the belt, and then fucking he retired Jeff, and then went straight.
I was gonna say, is that the Jeff's on drugs thing?
Yeah,
that's a great story.
Where he had the ladder match with Jeff, and the lights went out, and the Undertaker was there, and he chokeslammed him. When the lights came back on, Jeff's body was gone. And then they had the steel cage match when Jeff left because he had the third strike on him, and he had to go.
Which is just the worst timing to actually get a drug strike, Jeff.
Yeah. And then
the heel is talking about how you're still on them, and then, oh shit, you were still on them.
Dude, he dropped that title and he never sniffed it again. He went right into another feud. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Mads Kruger. I gotta watch more MLW stuff. I don't think I know him very well.
Kruger's got presence.
I don't know him all that well, but I've heard the name.
Big Eliminator man from Contra.
We talked about
look at this angel from heaven.
We talked about Julia a little while ago, but
speaking of heaven, can we take a moment when we sat that one clip with Rob Van Dam, how Renee Dupree looked terrible? So one of the comments I saw was, if you told me Renee Dupree had a dead body under his bed, I would believe it.
Oh my god.
Damn!
That was someone named D's Nuts 005. That was not me, Renee Dupree.
Hey, D's Nuts. You're cool with me.
John and Nick, have you ever heard the story about Renee Dupree?
Not Greg.
Bob Holly was. Oh, sorry, Greg.
Not Greg.
Greg,
this story's not for you.
Well, he wasn't saying anything at the time. But the thing is, so in Bob Holly's book, which he puts himself over as he should have been WWE champion, but he tells a story in the book that Renee Dupree was running late to a show when Bob Holly was hurt. So he said to Renee Dupree, "Hey, you can use my rent-a-car to go to the show." And he said, "Oh, hey, thanks, man." And he used his rent-a-car. Came back, Bob Holly brought the rent-a-car back to the rent-a-car place. And about 6 months later, Bob Holly's at a show, at a WWF show, and the cops walk in and they have a warrant for Bob Holly's arrest. Bob Holly's like, what are you talking about? I guess Renee Dupree had gotten a $100 speeding ticket in the rent-a-car and didn't tell Bob Holly. So they had just been looking for him in that state, and when WWE came back around, so he chased Rene Dupree down and got on top of him in like a mountain, just started raining punches down on top of Rene Dupree, and I guess like the Big Show and like somebody else had to like pull Bob Holly off of him, and
Sounds very Bob Holly.
And Ray Dupree had like fucking bruises all over his face, and they had to do this thing where they had to go out and say that he got into like a car accident and or whatever on the show, and it was really fucked up.
Wrestlers is so funny because I can't imagine a situation where somebody does that to me and then I see them again. You might have got me once, motherfucker, but I promise you, they better move me to a whole nother state. I will kill you. That's funny.
One beating wasn't enough.
Wrestlers are so funny.
Renee.
Well, no, Renee, the way he told the story, he just kind of attacked him, right? So if I see you again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not waiting to talk. Hey, Bob!
He did say that, yeah.
Hey, Bob, let's argue again. I'm going to swing on your bitch ass from the back, too, so you never see that shit coming.
Oh, with the dirty cheap shot.
Oh, fuck yeah. This ain't UFC. I will fuck you up. What the hell? I wanted to talk about Julia.
John, you must announce your presence like a true samurai.
Oh, yeah, right? I'll give you 10 seconds to turn around and square up. No, I want to catch you while you're still a triangle, motherfucker. Julia announced that her last match in Japan will be on August 19th, and she's heading to WWE.
Yeah, you got that sexy ass in the Performance Center.
Oh dear.
That puts her over. I mean, I would say around the fall of this year, possibly headed into NXT No Mercy.
You think so?
That'll probably be where we see that match. It's on the road too. It's gonna be in its own building, so I'm sure doing a Julia match in a main event may help.
I was gonna say, does Roxanne and Julia main event?
Yeah, yeah. Why not? Well, I mean, what the fuck else is it? What's it gonna be? Ethan Page versus? Get the fuck out of here!
Can I tell you? I have not been less interested in NXT since Ethan Page got that.
You know what's fucked up? Because this is Trick Williams' fault for sucking. If he unfortunately, yeah. But that's the thing, right? When him and Mello had the feud. And he started getting over with the whip that trick shit. I even said he's getting more over than like his skill set can support.
That's what dangerous time.
And he won the NXT title, and they gave him a little time. His promos are stinky. His matches are stinky.
You don't like Trick Willy Wonka?
Oh God.
They used to not be terrible. They used to have a solid promo, but
it's not that he's promo he's got charisma.
You didn't like those weeks of sexual tension with him and Last Legend?
Yeah. He's a good hype man, but like
now there's the tension with him and Joe Hendry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you talk about a promo, I'm talking about he's the new champ. He goes out there and he's closing the show, and they give you your stick, and you do what you do for 5-10 minutes before somebody else comes out and stinky poo poo, and the NXT people saw that and they moved on to Ethan Page because he's a vet. He just came in. He's got buzz, and he's fucking 40. He's been wrestling for 20 years.
But he's also stinky poo poo.
He's the next generation.
But the thing is you have guys like Jay Malachi, or what's his name now?
But you can't strap Jay Malachi. You can't strap Javon Evans. He's like 10 years old, bro. No, Ethan Page. I mean, listen, I don't have no interest in seeing Ethan Page matches. I feel like Kenny Omega, like anybody, Kenny Omega can have a great match with any fucking body though. He had a good match with MJF. Another great wrestler.
Technically speaking, you could qualify Ethan Page as an NIL wrestler.
Oh fuck!
Shit!
Oh god damn!
Listen, the guy's been wrestling 20 fucking years, and he's his ceiling right now is the NXT World Championship. I think that maybe we just let understand that the company needed a veteran who can at least do the basics.
Ethan Page is a great tag team guy at best.
He's a good vet. He does everything the company needs. They need a dude who can do a back body drop without breaking his neck. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah, but having having him get fake rolled up by the worst member of the Metaphor every fucking week isn't helping out.
Hey,
which one is that?
Here,
what's his name?
Oro Mensch.
Oro Mensa.
I knew his name before Max started talking. I swear.
Yeah.
No, listen. The NXT guys, I've been putting him over really hard.
NXT is where black talent goes to thrive. Let me tell you.
They thought he sucked, but with Noam Dar out, is he injured? He might be injured.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
With Noam Dar
Who would have
out,
thought Noam Dar would have stood the test of time from the Cruiserweight Classic?
right? What
Jesus
the fuck?
Christ! Of all people.
They had been
He's
giving
got charisma.
They had been giving Ora Mensa that focus, that those matches that last longer than 3 minutes. And as it turns out, he's not that bad. He's just stuck being the third guy in a fucking gimmick.
But Lucky Ali.
Who is that?
Saquon Sugars.
Is he? Who is this?
Is he in Metaphor?
No, so Lucky Ali was the DPW World Champion. He got signed by WWE. They changed his name to Saquon Sugars. He wrestled like a level up match, and I haven't seen him since. But like Lucky Ali's like one of I wouldn't say one of the best wrestlers in the world, but at the time he was one of the best wrestlers on the independents, and they're just not using him. Like Jay Malachi was also the DPW World Champion. He came in and they fucking just strapped a rocket to him. So I'm really surprised.
Sugar's last match was that level up that you watched, man.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
He could have got hurt.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
It was March 19th.
You know what it is, though? I think Jay Malachi, Javon Evans, I think he has a moveset that lends itself to WWE, NXT style matches. I mean, obviously he does a lot of big high-flying stuff, but they were able to get him to slow down and only do it when they need him to. And I don't think, because he's so young, I think it's a little easier for young people to grasp direction. They just kind of do, like children. They don't really think very much.
Yeah, it's just you get and this was. I feel like this was part of the recruiting for so long. It's like you get them before they have to unlearn all their own shit.
Yep. I don't think he had a. No, I was gonna say I don't think he's been in the ring long enough to develop so many bad habits that they need to beat them out of him. Whereas I don't know about the Lucky Ali guy, but it sounds like if he didn't get hurt, there may have been an evaluation.
Lucky Ali only has 2 pages on Cage Match.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's still better than
what's
DJ.
funny though is that this might be a little controversial to say, but being somebody who used to watch it back in the day, it definitely felt like it. The Axiom.
Thank you, Tyler.
Nathan Frazier.
Yes.
And Javon Evans versus the Rascals match, the main event last week, really reminded me like of one of those like TNA X Division openers that they used to do on like Spike TV, where you'd have like Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, and like say like Austin Aries versus like Roderick Strong, AJ Styles, and Petey Williams. It kind of felt like one of those things. It was just a mile a minute, boom, boom, boom. And I'm not particularly a fan of the current NXT thing. It's just not for me. But these guys, that core right there, and I know 2 of them that I talked about are currently in TNA. So let's just stick with like Wesley, Nathan Frazier, Axiom, and Javon Evans. Like, I really hope that they strike while the iron is hot with these guys.
Update. Saquon Sugars is injured. He posted a picture in April of him in the hospital.
Oh, Jesus.
That'll do it. What is your problem with the current NXT product, Mac?
I just, it's...
Other than the poor acting, because John will go all day.
Well, no.
Think about it.
It's not their fault. They're babies.
Yeah. I
love My Hero Academia.
Dude, I lived through 2007, 2012 WWE main roster bad acting backstage, so I really don't give a shit about that. I'm used to it. It's kind of, whatever. But I don't know, man. And I don't want to sound like a misogynistic pig or like I'm picking on the women or anything like that, but they just come off like Like they just don't know what they're doing sometimes.
Okay.
You know,
I think they don't though.
I have to fight back on that because we have listeners that are ripping their ears out hearing that right now. I think that the most important thing, the most important thing to remember when watching NXT is that you cannot grade them on the same curve as literally any other wrestling that you're watching. You are actually watching babies learn how to walk. You cannot judge them because they can't run. I had to tell that to the NXT guys and change their whole perspective on fucking life. They love that fucking show now.
John, have you ever gone to like a student show?
I have actually. You
have to just sit back and watch it. Just like good try.
Yeah, no, you play along. You're right. You play the part of the audience, right? When you're on a student show, you play the part. You cheer them on, and you even if it's not the best, you kind of just want to create the environment so that they have it. With the NXT, and especially the girls, I gotta bring this up because for as much as nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing down there, and they're all basically testing things out, the girls are actually the people who know what they're doing the most on that damn show. The women on NXT, the Sol Rukas, maybe even the Kaylani, she's been improving.
The Fallon Henleys.
The fucking Thea Hales. Holy shit.
Thea Hales.
Thea Hale. I can't believe what the fuck I saw on Tuesday. Like, what? That's Thea? Where did that come from?
Really? You didn't see that in her match with
I didn't know
Tiffany?
I didn't know she was good.
You didn't see that in her match with Tiffany Stratton?
No, I thought Tiffany was the good one.
but John, also, I'm just not interested in seeing Ethan Page or Sean Spears or fucking.
Me either.
Yeah, but they're like new additions from like the last 6 weeks.
Spears, I get, but I like because it's just Spears isn't on top, so I don't really worry about it.
The men's division in NXT.
Thank you, Tyler.
Sucks. The men's part of NXT sucks, and that's a real unfortunate fact. The main event scene. What do you got?
Is that like Roxy's the main event scene?
No, well, Roxy. That's why she and Julia will be main eventing because they.
Did she main event Great American Bash?
They should have because they had a fucking.
They didn't. Okay.
Oh no,
they might get the Great American Bash poster. How Joe Hendry was on the cover, who's not signed.
They did main event that NXT show.
That's what I thought.
I was thinking of the actual
Flash Weird?
the pay-per-view they did.
Okay.
Vengeance, maybe, possibly.
The PLE.
The PLE. The premium live event doesn't even roll off the tongue. I can't. You'd have to be born into the premium live event world.
John, you might find a problem with this too, but like after she beat Jordan Grace, and then they were like, "Oh, her next challenger is Tatum Paxley and Thea Hale." I was like, "Oh, do you really expect me to think she's going to drop the title to these guys? Like, she just beat the fucking juggernaut." Like,
I think the thing with that is that there was an expectation that she was not going to lose this belt until Julia shows up. So they didn't even fight that, and there's really no way to fight that.
There was only one men's match on this post.
The girls, listen, man, that 6-man, listen, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, fucking, what's the other one? Lola Vice, that's exactly
Carmen Petrovich.
Even Carmen Petrovich, she kind of stinky in the ring, but she's getting her she's getting her shit together. Her reps in. Man, she's getting her shit together. That's what NXT is for. Right?
John's favorite, JC Jane. No, I'm kidding.
I don't hate JC. I think she ended up so much better off than Gigi Dolan, and that confuses me.
Gigi Dolan likes being in Disney World better than she likes wrestling.
Oh, she's hurt.
I think
she fucked up her knees. Both of them, I think. Last I checked.
Like that whole like NXT coach where your knees are doing as a female there.
It's a very. There's something going on down there. All those ACLs being torn.
What did you hurt? I broke my back. Spinal.
But yeah, no. I needed to say the girls on NXT are the only reason anybody should watch it. Honestly,
I didn't know this was a 2-week show.
Yeah, that's what they do with those.
The old spirit of the Great American Bash.
The Bash Tour, right?
Yeah.
Disrespectful. Why does NXT
That's
get
old
all the
school.
old pay-per-view names? What the fuck is that about?
That's Hunter. That's Hunter all the way. I'm saying it.
He's such a Mid-Atlantic fan. That's why.
I know she has knees like pretzel sticks that break often, but where the fuck is Nikita Lyons? Is she coming back or what?
Still rehabbing.
Well,
Yeah,
she did.
recently.
She rehabbed. She came back.
And rehabbed again.
She fucked it up, and then she's rehabbing again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I follow Nikita Lyons on Instagram.
Of course
She
you
seems
do.
like a bit of a she seems like a bit of a free spirit, so to speak. I don't.
Is that the nice way to say that she's a whore, John?
No, absolutely not.
No.
I was not even leaning in that direction. I meant like
I think he's talking about some of her opinions.
Yeah, well, that too. But I meant like, actually, like she seems to have a lot of things going on. She's very willing to try a lot of different things, and consider like I'd seen her on a reality show before.
He means music and acting, Mac.
She was on that reality show with Real and Chance. Rest in peace. She's clearly trying to make it in entertainment. Okay,
Sure.
She's not trying to make it as a wrestler. Wrestling is just one of the only avenues she has left.
I will say she did wrestle before WWE.
Yeah, she had the Women of Wrestling.
Yes,
But all this came after the attempts to get on television in different ways.
Okay, yeah, sure. I wanted to point out that like she's not just a WWE hire. That's
No, like
beyond that,
it's not in WWE that she's trying to get into entertainment, right? She's trying to get into WWE so that she can get into the things that she wants to get into, kind of like Jade Cargill did.
Yes.
But
you know who I really like thinking about the women of wrestling is
we can't move on to the other subject yet.
Oh,
wait,
sorry.
No, I was gonna say that because I see that she's more into trying to get into entertainment and just trying to get into any avenue that can make her famous. When someone fucks up both or their knees twice, even if it's not both knees, if they fucked up their knees 2 times in a row like that, and they're not in this for the passion of pro wrestling, I can't see Nikita Lyons having any career, let alone
I get that
or short.
loving it too much.
I suspect that this will end very shortly. That's what I was gonna say.
I get what you mean. Yeah, I understand that point of view.
I certainly
Reverse
hope not.
Danielson.
I'm not rooting against her, but history, patterns, human brain, we do what we do.
Wrestling.
John,
I get what you mean there.
I unironically sat down and watched like a whole full season of women's wrestling, and I saw that chick that was. I saw the one bright spot was that chick that was on like AEW Dark all the time, Vert Vixen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
AEW all the time, and then she just like completely disappeared. And then they did an injury angle on like women of wrestling, and they were like, "Oh, we may never see her again." Then I read something online and was like, "Yeah, they did an injury angle with Vert Vixen because she might have possibly signed a contract with AEW, and they needed to like write her off on TV." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all."
Yeah, and then I was like, "Oh, she's just not around anymore."
Well, I'm trying to look up to see.
She was also at Final Battle
that she's doing.
Oh, was she? Okay.
Did she?
She lost to Nyla Rose.
We watched that fucking match. I mean, we watched that show, and I don't
remember that.
I don't remember that.
Well, she's currently active right now. She hasn't
July
done
7th
any.
was her last match.
Yeah, she hasn't done any AEW related stuff since Collision in March.
Ooh.
Or excuse
February.
me, February.
Nyla Rose defeated Vert Vixen by pinfall 2 minutes 40 seconds right before the Survival of the Fittest finals.
She got pinned. She's a jobber essentially in AEW.
Yeah.
She
Starks.
I should be clear. Yeah, it was, Final Battle 2023. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Lost to Red Velvet on Collision number 33.
Dude, I would love to live in a timeline where Red Velvet becomes the female American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Is it crazy that she actually did good at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view?
She did.
I was like, what?
I was
Red
like,
Velvet.
What the fuck?
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Match,
God,
and now
yeah.
she's the TV champ.
It finally happened. And then
Something finally clicked?
at the press conference, she said she'd been training with Brian. I was like,
that fixes so many people.
That'll do it, except for fucking Jade, who ended up leaving and unlearned every goddamn thing he taught her.
Jesus Christ.
She had her
I'll be right back. I gotta let my dog out. She's very angry.
No problem.
Red Velvet and Amanada were both training with Danielson recently.
For what it's worth, Mac, Vixen has also spent some time in Japan very recently.
Oh, okay, good for her.
She's been working with what's it, Total Japan Pro Wrestling? Yeah, TJPW.
She's very good, and
Tokyo.
and she's very light on the eyes, so she's.
I have noticed because she got kind of viral with one of her booty spots. I think it was the guy who was like was it the stink face spot where the guy was like faking their...
No, that was Vita Van.
Okay.
Yeah, that was that's the Asian.
That's another double V. Interesting.
Lots of Vert Vixen's like earliest cage match thing on here is her earliest match is September 29th, 2019.
Wow.
Okay.
That's when she started. Wow.
So she's been at this for a bit.
Yeah, she's a
like five years
wrestler. So she had 2019 was the first match, and then a little over a year later was her first match on Dark, which was coincidentally up against her last AEW opponent, Red Velvet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just looking up all this fun trivia there.
So I was trying to tell you guys on the in the comments when I was eating my lunch that Megan Bain right now is currently doing a gimmick where she was stabbed in the eye with a screwdriver by Mance Warner in GCW, and she's been wearing an eye patch, and she's been wrestling with an eye patch. She wrestled against what's his name, Marcus Mathers from GCW at Beyond. My buddy has a brewery, and Beyond Wrestling set up shop in the brewery, and they had a really good main event. She wrestled Alec Price a couple of months ago in the brewery at my buddy's place, and they had a fucking barn burner. Dijak was at the last show that I was at. He cut an in-ring promo and challenged Alex Price to a match. It was pretty cool.
Are you showing us porn?
Again?
That depends how you feel about Megan Bain.
Again?
Yes, show us porn.
The eye patch gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, she's not... No, okay. No, I'm very happy with her as a wrestler, and I'm happy that she's dressed.
Piece of shit.
Megan Bain's timeline.
Megan Bain just wrestled a couple days ago with House of Glory for you New Yorkers.
House of Glory. You know, for the longest time, at least they have more buzz now for their stuff than they had in the past. One of the things with them is that they would book these big ass rematches and then give them like 8 minutes and then be like, why is nobody talking about our match? So it seems like, yeah.
Okay.
They would book like the biggest fucking matches. You'd be like, how the fuck did they get this? And then the actual match happens and you're like, why was that so ass?
Yeah. They got some connections these days.
Yeah, it's a little better now. I think post Master P, is he still officially affiliated?
I have no idea.
That was so random, and it never fucking came up again. Like, there was a report that he was an investor, and then we just never heard anything about it again. Did he even show up? Did he ever, like, appear? No, I don't think so.
Who was the guy?
I don't know anything about that.
That ended up being a wrestler.
You don't know that Master P bought House of Glory?
No. I'm talking about what Jesus just put up here.
Good old Master P. I was trying to get involved in wrestling.
David.
John was like, I know.
I know David Finlay. You know, he's just wrestling, and they.
In the
G1. He said something like AEW is where I send all the people I beat, or some shit like that. And somebody retweeted. Somebody just retweeted him with a video of Hangman hitting him with a fucking buckshot lariat. Anyway, here's David Finlay losing to Hangman Page. Like, oh fuck. Yeah, but I didn't see Clark. What did Clark Connors say? I know Gabe Kidd was talking shit about Kenny Omega, and Kenny kind of roasted it. Kenny kind of slaughtered it. I was like, damn. Yeah, he did. Kenny was feeling saucy. Kenny's feeling a little saucy. Let's see. Actually, I got the image here. I'll pull it up right now. Nick Wayne. Oh. Okay, they're wrestling, buddy. Clark Connor's calling out Nick Wayne.
Hey, yo, I'm out here up in Washington. I decided to take a break and see some family, see some friends, and I decided to bring my ass up here. Yo, I'm at the Wayne compound right now. While busting my ass, trim my ass off, and guess who the fuck ain't here? He must be hiding that little Nick Wayne bitch.
I thought I was going to hear something else.
That patriarchy bullshit. And you know what's up? I'm calling you out, Nick Wayne.
Sounds so bad.
I'll come to your house. I'll do wherever. Me, Maloney,
Stop saying it like that.
Versus you in the patriarchy. For those titles anytime. You little bitch.
That was too close for comfort.
That's the building where A.R. Fox killed Nick Wayne, remember?
Yeah.
That's the building where Clark Connor's almost ruined his career.
Clark got canceled.
It's like I found this pass on the ground. I'm about to use it.
Swerve left this behind it.
Oh no!
John,
Clark is the guy at the party. It's like, I just think everyone should be able to say it.
what was closer? Him just now, or when one of the Gunn brothers almost mouthed the wrong part of Many Men?
Yo, that was good.
That was good. He caught himself very. He caught himself very funny.
He did, yeah. He wasn't nearly as close as Clark Connors was. Clark Connor at least got one whole syllable in.
Oh,
you are my Nick Wayne.
That's great.
I love how when he said that, all four of us were just like,
and you know what's funny? Would have thought anything if he didn't have that goddamn accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The accent, it's the hat. He's got a whole.
He's kind of into the cadence.
He's a product of his own environment.
It's okay. He's British.
Okay, that Aquafina black scent going.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, listen, Aquafina's a New Yorker, damn it. You leave her alone. She can't help herself. It's not her fault. She can turn it off because it's not natural.
I'm somewhat of a defender of that. Sometimes when you grow up around certain areas in New York City, that's just the accent you pick up.
You know what? No, listen, this is what happened, right? For me, I thought that I wasn't smart. So I was like, I'm gonna learn new words and shit. I'm gonna change the way I talk. You know, somebody fucking told me that I was code switching. And I said,
oh, I've heard that before.
I said, oh fuck. I fucked it all up. I spent the last few years trying to articulate myself better. I don't think I can go backwards. So
John, did you see that somebody accused fucking what's her name, Kamala Harris of that the other day?
I don't think.
I think Trump just convinced. I think Trump just referred to her as having turned black recently.
Yeah, he did. Hey, Tyler, which friend are you talking about? Tell him to come over here. Tell him we like Thirsty Radio wants to talk to him.
Just want to talk.
I think AEW need to put ROH in development. Well, I feel like they feel like ROH is developmental in a way. Actually, to bring up something, Nick and I covered Ring of Honor last week. We covered.
I feel like Ring of Honor is the development show.
Death by Dishonor. Well, hear this. I'm watching that with Nick, and I'm like, man, this feels even more connected to AEW than the shows usually do.
Right.
And I'm like, and at that point, I said, damn it, Nick, you know what? They have no intention of making this its own thing. This is what they want it to be. It is
the
NXT
third tier AEW show where they send the people lower on the card. Supplementary. And of course, the very same night later on, during the press conference, Tony Khan basically confirmed my thinking. When they asked him, and he said, Ring of Honor would be great if it had AEW branding on it, wouldn't it? Be more attractive to AEW buyers. And I realized, I said, Nick, that son of a bitch, he's going to have to brand it AEW for WBD to take it. They're not taking it. They're not taking it on its own.
Like, what is this Ring of Honor thing? We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that. We want AEW. So now he's gonna have to put, AEW presents Ring of Honor or whatever the fuck.
This is ECW all over again.
So essentially,
Ring of Honor presents.
Even though I guess the Ring of Honor champion is in a much better position than the ECW champion ever was.
Yeah.
But
SRS put out their report today saying that that Tony's using Athena as like a bargaining chip to get a streaming or a TV deal for Ring of Honor, and if they do, she's not losing that title for a long fucking time.
I don't know that she works as a chip as much as she is the character. She is the Ring of Honor character. She carries the show.
Yeah.
If you don't have her there, then you don't have anything. Ring of Honor.
No. Listen. Women are just winning on the B shows right now.
I'm gonna go dark for a second, boys.
Actually, so am I.
Zero dark.
I'm gonna miss everyone. It's just me now.
Wow, it's just you and I now.
I might have to mute in a minute.
All right, John. It's back to us. Speaking of Ring of Honor,
police get Mac. The police got him.
No,
you'll be okay. You're much lighter than me.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to piss. Hold on.
Hey, let the record show out this way. They don't care for Italians.
Don't take us with you, Mac. Mute the mic. Oh, Nick. So, how do you feel getting left behind like I did? Isn't this cool?
This is what's happening, but it gives me time to contemplate and think and reflect. And what I'm reflecting on and thinking about, we brought up Master P. What was the last thing? What was the last podcast that we talked about with the No Limit Soldiers?
Oh shit! It was when Cody Rhodes got that No Limit shirt.
Because we talked about Swole, and then I briefly mentioned 4x4.
Tyler said, "Can we
Swole
talk about Logan
bad.
Paul's run?" Swole, big Swole, sucked. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Shout out to Brad Armstrong getting that little moment with them. BA.
I was trying to think of like a good Big Swole match.
Nothing says
I can't think of it.
Rapping legend quite like Brad Armstrong.
Brad Armstrong with the No Limit Soldiers.
He was with them for a bit.
Brad Armstrong is the greatest No Limit Soldier. He had no limits. He was the one.
He was VA and he stood the test of time in WCW.
Wasn't he a ref for a long time? I'm thinking of Scotch. My bad.
That time, Brad Armstrong was contracted to WWE in like 2006, but they only used him on ECW house shows and then released him.
What the fuck was that about? What was it? Why would they keep doing that in that era? They did that. They did a lot.
Well, remember they did that with Gangrel too, and then they did that with Midian. In 2006, WWE for the ECW brand, they signed Brad Armstrong, Midian, and Gangrel, and they just featured them on house shows, and that was it. And then they released them all in like January of 2007.
Oh, to ECW?
Yeah.
I remember Big Daddy V having a run.
Because they really wanted to make it its own show with a big giant roster.
Before we close out or move on, I wanted to talk about SummerSlam for a little bit.
Let's talk about SummerSlam, buddy.
Oh, those posts from Nick Larocco. Make sure you go follow him.
Oh, he's so cool. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. Follow Nick.
Hey. Oh, follow John too.
Follow me, but follow Nick more. Follow Nick more. I don't want to put myself over. I feel like I put myself over enough subtly.
I'm gonna put John over. Follow John. He has really good quality content. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. Actually, this is great content. I posted this, and some dude was like, "This man is simping in public, but he's married," and that's how you know he's never actually touched a woman. Trust me, my wife had an issue.
There's another fellow who hasn't touched a woman that stalks John now.
I was looking for SummerSlam. I was looking for the SummerSlam card. Jesus brought up the 3-hour pre-show. I suspect that because the Olympics are on, and they're also on Peacock, the WWE is just trying to get their stream going so early so that it's running smoothly by the time so that the app doesn't get overloaded with everybody
John,
coming
they're
in.
touting SummerSlam as 8 hours long.
It's the app.
Why are we counting?
It's the app. The app has it as 8 hours long because of the 3-hour pre-show and the 5-hour main show.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me more about the long AEW pay-per-views.
But also, they tend to run the live stream. Also tends to run for like another hour.
Yeah, usually beforehand.
And after.
They do the.
Remember how groundbreaking it was when WrestleMania 20 was 5 hours?
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
It was long. It felt like, and remember the fucking DVD was 3 discs.
Yeah. No, because John, you remember me telling you I'd get to work like I'd start my job at the end of the pay-per-view, but they're streaming like a Stone Cold Steve Austin episode.
You just reminded me of the Mania after WrestleMania. Nobody talks about that movie enough. Fake documentary, mockumentary. It's a documentary. I think it's a documentary. It's about as shoot as it gets for 2003.
Explain.
Did you ever watch the Mania of WrestleMania?
Oh, no. That was good.
I've heard of it.
You never watched it? No,
I don't think I did.
Am I the only fucking person who's seen this thing?
Watched it.
Okay,
I've seen the real story of WrestleMania.
No,
wasn't that around like WrestleMania 19?
It is.
I think that's Vince talking about the beginning, right?
No, if you remember, during WrestleMania 19, Jerry Lawler on commentary was talking about, I think I saw Hollywood cameras around here. They're filming a movie about WrestleMania. And so they were filming the Mania of WrestleMania documentary. And that comes out just before WrestleMania 20 because it's on the disc. It gets its own, it's on the 3rd disc of the DVD. I had it for so long. I used to watch this shit all the time. It's a documentary about backstage of WrestleMania 19, and they talk about how Stone Cold caught a heart attack, and they talk about how Brock Lesnar knocked himself unconscious. And there's a couple of I remember they spent time on the Booker T Triple H match, and now I have to go back and watch that because I need to see what the fuck Booker T had to say after that shit. Honestly. But I remember. If
I saw this, I don't remember it. I'm looking at it on YouTube now.
They followed Austin to the hospital and everything. It's like an hour long, and it's about the closest to a WWE shoot backstage documentary that you're gonna see ever for 2003.
What was the thing with Austin and the heart attack? Wasn't that like a panic attack that he had or something?
He was drinking too many fucking energy drinks and beers, and he ends up having to go to the hospital. Thought he was gonna die.
Because of his heart rate. Yeah.
He thought he was done. And then the crazy bastard goes out and has a match the next night.
Antidepressant at the same time.
But of course, he never wrestles again until fucking 2020, 2022.
The only part about any of these stories I remember is Austin almost not making it to WrestleMania 19.
Yeah. Remember too, because Undertaker was talking about retiring even back then.
Was he?
Oh shit! You're right. That was one of the storylines in the movie.
Yeah.
You gotta watch this if you've never seen it. The Mania of WrestleMania. It's about a 45.
It looks like it's on YouTube in full.
Oh, it's one of them 2004 documentaries. You absolutely can find it very easily. I think it's going to be interesting to watch in 2024. It's literally 20 years later.
I love how easy it is to find old stuff, like the new stuff they fucking got coded.
They're not fucking looking for that old shit anyway. The algorithm can't find me, baby.
Hey, John, I wanted to ask you a question. The whole Daniel Garcia situation with AEW.
Shit, yeah.
There's a situation?
Is he gone or what the fuck is going on?
Does Daniel Garcia have heat?
Well, he doesn't have heat. As a matter of fact, what he has is much bigger than that. It's called leverage. Daniel Garcia is currently at a crossroads in his life.
Is it contract season?
It's a form of corporate heat, if you will.
Contract season is here, and he has been written off of AEW television while he figures out what he's going to do next. So MJF killed him so that he can figure out if he's going to be coming back to AEW or he's going to go to WWE to be the face of NXT.
Ouch.
Because I honestly thought that the move was going to be MJF versus Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, he's got to come back
for All In. And then someone was like, hey, didn't Pac win that match with Ishii and Claudio in it to get a shot at the international title? I was like, well, they forgot about that.
They threw that shit away. Well, they had set up a future international and a future world title shot. And I don't like when they do that future double booking shit. Because Darby Allin is in a feud for the international or the TNT belt right now. Why does he also have a world title shot in his pocket?
Does he?
I mean, he does. He's for
Double champ Darby.
Grand Slam. He won. He won the Royal Rampage, and he will get his shot at the world title at Grand Slam.
That is not getting a ticket out of me.
But can you
Brian versus Darby's gonna rock.
Could you see Garcia leaving?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Honestly, why wouldn't he? If you think there's a lot, I think that there was a moment in AEW where it looked like they were gonna be behind him fully, and then it passed. It's like what?
No,
the
there was
fuck?
like
Consistently.
There was like 5 or 6 moments when he was feuding with Brian, but Brian was trying to convince him to come to the Blackpool Combat Club. And then they did the thing with Daddy Magic, and where he was dancing too much and he was losing matches, and then he stopped dancing and he was becoming a professional wrestler, and he was getting big wins. And then it's like start and stop with him all the fucking time, man.
So I think where you started with that is very interesting in the sense of just speculation. Anyway, the story was that he was headed to the Combat Club, and then Jericho decided this was a better path for him. Did Jericho help or hurt Daniel Garcia?
It's not like Yuta's doing anything.
Fair. Wasn't he just in Ring of Honor?
He was hurt. I'm talking shit. He was hurt.
Thanks to being hurt.
he was injured, and then he came back and he just dropped the belt to Lee Moriarty.
Yes,
Remember
he did.
when Wheeler Yuta had all that?
How
hype
was
behind
that?
Him?
In a fantastic.
It was actually a great match. It was a great pure championship match. It was a lot.
Those two sounded like they something like the match for those two.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was very, very pure championship.
Greg, there was a spot in that match that I'll probably remember for a long, long time where Moriarty hits Wheeler Yuta with a closed fist, right? Referee goes, hey, that's one. And the referee turns around and goes to tell the bellkeeper, and Moriarty punches him in the fucking face again.
That's how you work a pure championship match. Yo, that's what I mean by like these are people that watched Ring of Honor, studied some Ring of Honor pure championship.
Sean, get your face off the screen.
He's put himself over this whole time.
That's a great face.
The match ended when he had Moriarty had Wheeler Yuta in a Wheeler Yuta had Moriarty in a Fujiwara armbar, and Moriarty kicked off the ropes and pushed off the ropes because there was no rope breaks left, and Yuta was under the rope, and Moriarty had his foot on the rope but pinned him and he used it to his advantage. They had no rope breaks left. It was very, very smart. The match played out really good. If you have a chance to watch it, man, it was like I think it was like 23 minutes, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it had the time under the bottom of the screen. It was something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because
the whole string of those matches that felt like the old classic Ring of Honor matches.
Dude, we thought it was a 15-minute time limit, and when we saw it go to 15:01, I was like, oh, I guess it's 30. And then they were like, and then when it hit 20, they were like 40 minutes left in the time limit. I was like, oh.
That party that thinks it's gonna go the distance.
This Rhea Ripley's Call of Duty thing, it fucking made me laugh because you just see the battlefield littered with dead Rhea Ripleys and dead Cody Rhodes.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Did we think this through? This is fucking creepy. Anyway, before we go,
I've seen how do you say Moriarty and what's his face Yuta work before, so that's heartening.
It's definitely an evolution of what they've done. Like, if you know the kind of wrestlers that they are, this is definitely them at their most evolved form right now.
Yeah,
and god damn it, Lee Moriarty needs something.
Yeah, man. But here's my thing. I always said I'm gonna call AEW out on some fucking racism because how the fuck? All right. So Yuta got a mentor, Garcia got a mentor, Lee Moriarty got left in the cold. What the fuck?
No, Lee Moriarty got put with the other blacks.
That's fucking bullshit.
Big booty Shane Taylor.
Well, he ended up there. He ended up there because before that they had him in the fucking firm. That stupid MJF fucking shit.
Oh yes, that's right, and it lasted like 3 weeks.
Hey, yeah, fuck you, CM Punk again. But yeah, I wanted to talk about SummerSlam, just the card really fast. It's fucking we went 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Let's go!
It's 3:30 a.m. over here.
Nick has to go to bed. But
I gotta leave in like 10 minutes.
But I put it on the fucking title to the YouTube thing, and I can't change that. So we have to talk about it.
Saturday.
It's this Saturday. WWE SummerSlam.
My God.
In fact, this Saturday. We have a decent sized card. I think it's like 7 matches this time.
They're gonna use it.
This is Super Hunter booking.
Yeah, well, that's what they do, right? The big 4 get 7 matches, and then the regular pay-per-views get 5. And I don't think that that's good at all because the fucking main roster has 2 shows to service. So how the fuck are you only fitting 5?
Listen, it's weird in 2 ways because sometimes it feels like it's this weird dichotomy where like you're filling a 3 or 4 hour show at 5 matches, and they get time, which is great, but then it's like Raw is longer.
Listen, and then beyond that. Here's the weird thing that happens. The surrounding Raw and SmackDowns get the spillover pay-per-view matches that don't fit on the card. So they feel like they got left out. It feels like Cleveland's own Johnny Gargano couldn't get on the card.
Oh, shit, that's right. He's not.
He's wrestling on SmackDown defending the title against the Bloodline.
Also in Cleveland?
Miz is hosting it.
Is SmackDown in Cleveland?
Yeah.
This is like that time Undertaker and Great Khali couldn't get on the card, so they wrestled SmackDown.
Let me see where it is. Hold on.
But that's their booking style now. That's just what Triple H does. He just does 5 matches on the card, and then all the other matches with pay-per-view build, you get to main event Raw or SmackDown.
Remember the WrestleMania Battle Royal used to be on the card?
Remember that?
Every match here is for a championship except for the one grudge match.
See, and here's the thing. They've got a 3-hour pre-show. So what's the excuse now?
Battle Royal.
SmackDown is at the Rocket Field Mortgage House in Cleveland, Ohio on Friday.
Rocket Field Mortgage House. That sounds like a Cleveland stadium name. So the SummerSlam card, like Greg said, every match is for a championship except for CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth.
I think Seth Rollins is the title. Winner gets Seth Rollins for 30 days.
Winner gets to wear Seth Rollins. Oh,
I thought they objectified the men at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Listen,
Drew McIntyre's gonna put Seth on his shoulders. Yay!
I'm telling you something right now. They've sacrificed the world title, Drew McIntyre's crowning moment in his hometown, and the Money in the Bank briefcase. This thing better fucking slap, okay?
I'm not. I can't even be upset at that. You know how many years of dudes not winning the world title in their hometown I have sat through? I watched Jeff Hardy get his ass beat by The Undertaker in North Carolina with the fans hot as hell. I don't give a shit at this point.
Dude. The Drew McIntyre thing was so dirty. They had him singing.
Oh, so you know a different one.
He didn't even.
Yeah, you're thinking of 2000.
I'm talking about the time the Clash of the Castle, the big loss.
Yeah, you about
big ass loss.
Yeah.
You think that's worse than Scotland?
This Money in the Bank shit. This Scotland shit is nothing. This Scotland shit. He goes in there, fucking main part of the card. He leaves out the other side, a main part of the next Big 4 show. That Clash at the Castle shit was dirty. Be
clear, Wales and Scotland. They both Clash at the Castle.
True.
I mean,
they both Clash at the Castle, John. But one is in Wales and one is in Scotland.
So say goodbye.
But one of them had a castle.
That was
big ass castle.
That was Wales.
In the set.
That was 2022, John, versus Roman.
That's the only Clash at the Castle I acknowledge.
I hear you asshole.
It was an actual Clash under a castle.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Brother, they built him for months, and then he lost, and then he was singing. That's so much worse.
Wasn't that not supposed to air?
All he did now.
Yeah, it wasn't. No.
Oh yeah, he thought. Oh yeah, it's just the thousands and thousands and thousands of people in attendance that are going to see it. No big deal.
This won't leak out at all.
All right, let's do the card, boys. I got to get out of here in 10 minutes. Let's do the card.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
Like I said, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre versus or CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
That's a special guest referee.
Special guest referee.
Winner gets that.
What are we? How are we predicting this winner?
You know, I'm actually gonna say it's gonna be Drew.
What is this?
It's about
the only reason it won't be true for me is if they do, and I'm this is me having fun with it, is if they do the exact Shawn Brett Undertaker finish.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Oh
yes, where Seth has to angrily count the 3 for CM Punk.
I actually always like that. Something about the special guest referee being forced,
the guy he hates,
count the 3, and then I love that trope.
Zabisco
I don't know
and
if
Scott
I've ever
Hall.
seen it again.
Oh yes! Wow, that's man. Shit.
Halloween Havoc '97 is one of the best events I've ever seen.
It actually is one of the best wrestling.
Is that Ray and Eddie?
It doesn't matter if the Rock counts to 3.
That's the only match I've seen from that pay-per-view in years.
Only one you really need to see in years, but itself is a fun event.
You should go. I just like to go back and kind of watch.
What do you guys say? I said Drew McIntyre for the most part.
I got Drew McIntyre as well.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre winning, but Seth Rollins somehow. I like Seth.
And I want to be clear. I want to be clear with what John. Actually, it's exactly what John said. We joked for months, me, you, and Nick, John, that Drew McIntyre has been working this L for over a year, and once they added Seth, I was like, I don't think it is.
Well, no, he's got to lose the big one. Drew McIntyre's got to lose the.
I thought SummerSlam would be it, but like that's obvious.
Yeah. Once they announced Bad Blood in Atlanta and they had the square in the logo, I was like, oh, there it is.
I didn't even notice that.
Drew. Yeah, Drew.
I didn't even notice. I didn't even put together the square part. Okay, cool.
No, well, honestly, once they said Bad Blood, immediately my mind thinks Hell in a Cell.
Older Bad Blood.
See, like you don't have to call the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell.
John, I am ruined by years of Hell in a Cell pay-per-views.
There's also on No Mercy.
I'm sorry. I have a soft spot for Bad Blood, even the really bad 2003 one. And he had Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair on that card.
So what do you
Yeah, remember that?
For the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn defends once again against Braun Breaker, guys.
Braun Breaker.
You mean Braun Breaker?
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah,
this time he's getting.
You think he's getting squashed?
I think that. Yeah.
Murder.
Yeah, there was just the way that they. So what they did was on Monday they set it up like Braun was like, you know what? I fought this motherfucker last time, and I respected him as a person. I fought him like a regular dude. I made a mistake. I'll never.
Everyone's a bitch now.
Everybody dies.
I was like, oh, he's gonna kill. He's gonna kill this man. That's honestly the best. That's honestly the best way to book that. After he lost, I get what they were doing. Like, don't get me wrong. They built Sami Zayn all this time, and he's no longer the underdog. He is and
also he beat the badass they had, so he can't lose immediately.
Yeah, so then why the fuck did we put Braun Breaker in that match? There's no reason in the world Braun had to be in the match to lose.
You sound like me in 2012 when I was just like, why did they put Ryback in this match to beat him?
That was
brutal, though. That was dumb. That's almost close to what we had here, except Ryback could have
been a top star.
Ryback actually could have been like yeah, and he sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but they built the shit.
Oh yeah, no, like Ryback was trash, but he was over, and that's what matters.
Yeah,
he was over as fuck. But meanwhile, Braun Breaker has about 10 times the fucking talent of Ryback.
I don't agree with the squash, but I do agree that Braun's going to win. I don't think they put him in this match a second time for that kind of L.
They're not. Breaker across the
board,
guys, fellas.
I got to sign out, but go Gunther.
Yes, there we go.
All right,
I gotta go.
Have a good.
See you,
man. Good morning.
Have a good night.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye.
Good morning.
All right, Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the WWE United States Championship. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Logan Paul holds this bitch to WrestleMania.
Honestly, I agree with that. Logan Paul.
Well, I agree. I don't know that I see it. I think the right move anyway would be to strap LA Knight.
Yeah.
He's one of the more over people on the card. I was trying to listen. I thought I heard my dog crying, but I think it's my daughter. She's very mad. It's late.
That's
Why
a big
is she
question.
up? Anyway,
Yeah.
LA Knight, which winning the title here makes sense. He's over. He's not world championship material, but the mid card title is a big deal. It's a big 4 show. You give him a big moment. Anyway, he's probably going to lose. Logan Paul is very famous. And why take the belt off this famous person who takes
And it's probably going to be another big media blitz for you come WrestleMania season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he will lose it at WrestleMania, but until then, I think he's the guy.
Oh yeah, there's still so much hype around him and his brother.
Yeah. And to be fair, I don't know how they want to play that, but like if they can talk Logan Paul into committing, you might have a main eventer.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. Like they got him to sign for years. I don't know that he has any other big jobs. He takes little side gigs and shit like that. But I mean, like wrestling can be his priority. And I mean, pretty soon all that.
But part of his gimmick is the fact that he is this big influencer that is able to go all over the place and make these appearances. So it kind of helps out in a way.
In a way. But I feel like if they can really get him to commit to like doing the long term thing, like you might have a guy here. You might have a. I don't think he beats Cody, but like I think you'll have a guy up on that level at this point. And that's it's kind of a scary thought, honestly.
He is a scary thought.
I think it's a big. Honestly, him winning the world title like on some douchebag heel shit would not be.
There's been worse.
Yeah, right.
There's definitely been worse, especially when it comes to people who are like him. Even though I don't want to call him a celebrity wrestler anymore.
He's proven himself.
Okay.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a little past calling him a celebrity wrestler or whatever. He's definitely just a wrestler now.
I think he can obviously get much better, but you know, I think that evolves around the case of like him being put in a position to not be able to like, how do you say, plan all this stuff out very meticulously and actually like be a touring guy.
Yeah. We'll see though. I think he's got a lot of time left. I think he's gonna end up being here for a long time. He's gonna end up like The Miz. It's gonna be like, what the fuck has he been here?
Because I know you talked about it earlier and how you feel about Nikita. As far as Logan Paul goes, do you think Logan Paul's in love with it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in love with it now. I mean, he says he was a fan. He says he came in a fan.
I think he would be.
I want to believe him.
Like he would be.
I want to believe him. But it seems like there's just, he's got these ideas. I think I really, really believed in it when I found out that the drone thing was his idea.
Oh, with the frog splash?
With him, with the drone surrounding him.
And it's like the most dynamic, beautiful thing they've done on screen in years.
Cool.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he's got fucking wrestler mind.
It's better though. He's got wrestler mind, but outside of the bubble.
He's got exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. He's got wrestling mind with the mind of what would make this immensely cool on social media.
Yeah.
The frog splash with the cell phone in his hand, so you get the
like he's selling a clip you can put on Twitter and on YouTube, but at the same time he's putting together wrestling matches.
It's like, what's the best TikTok moments I can come up with?
Yeah, and I think that's part of why he's such a big deal for them, because like they're able to sell this. Look at this incredible frog splash moment,
and then see how you can implement that with other wrestlers.
I'm not gonna say anything about this match order, but I'm seeing it on the list here. So, well, actually, no, I'm using a different list than you guys. I'm using Wikipedia. I'll just go with it. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. What do we think's happening here?
Cody Rhodes. He needs to win it clean. USA. He needs to be the opposite MJF.
No, I don't think.
I'm keeping the gimmick going.
I don't think he's winning clean. Well, see, because Solo looks like a goofball.
So I'll ask a more interesting question.
If that's what they want.
Does Roman Reigns come back before the bell or after it?
After.
It has to be after the bell. I mean, that's just my thing. See, all right. Solo, I don't know. I don't know. If Roman comes back before the bell and costs Solo, it kind of makes it seem like he's scared of Solo, right? So that's a story aspect you can have Solo latch onto. That coward, he knew I was going to be champion.
Sure.
He came on, he stopped me. I think it also helps Solo Sikoa if he doesn't just get killed with 3 crossroads.
Does it hurt Cody Rhodes? Okay.
No.
I've heard the argument that like it hurts him to be helped by Roman.
How? No, if he needs the help and Solo didn't, like if Solo didn't have any bloodline members jump in and he was just beating the dog shit out of Cody Rhodes, and then Roman helps him, then sure. But
remind me, does Cody have friends in this story?
They killed
they
them.
died.
Owens and Orton.
The bloodline actually killed them.
I love this hilarious.
They made it a point to do that, so that's
it's so hilarious watching old wrestling where it's like the babyfaces help because they're good people.
And we hear what Owens and Orton have done in storylines in the past.
It's like no. Like Owens, specifically, only Owens and Orton are interested in helping. None of the other people who believe in justice and shit.
Yeah, no, it's not my business.
What happened the days where the baby faces, sought out injustice?
That's what I'm going to say. SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes must pose, brother.
I'm going to switch these two up because one is definitely more important than the other. Bayley defends the WWE Women's Championship versus Nia Jax. How are we feeling, boys? Nia's winning that?
Yeah, Nia's winning that for sure. They already have the storyline built in.
True.
With Tiffy, as
and they're supposed to be kind of besties.
Being Nia Jax's. Yeah, now out of nowhere, right? Just leading into SummerSlam, I was like, "Oh, there's your next."
It's unfair. It's a weird thing for me because like I saw them become friendly on social media, and I was just like, "Oh, they're doing the social media thing on TV." Because, I
never saw it.
I believe you. I believe you. They apparently,
but they played it on TV. They played it on TV like it just like she was backstage and she approached her like, I could totally be your friend. And Nia Jax was like, bitch, get out of here. I don't trust you. And then, is that what?
They apparently started traveling together after the Australia trip. They became besties. They became besties on the Australia trip, and they just started doing clips and all sorts of stuff together on Instagram, and then on TV they started becoming like around each other. So I was like, oh, they're doing the Instagram thing on TV now. Okay, that's how I thought.
So last week they had Bayley destroy Tiffany's Money in the Bank suitcase because
reasons.
I guess she thinks that's going to prevent. Maybe it was just a signal, but I feel like she really thought that was going to stop her. Like,
didn't they actually say like the contract's still in there?
Yeah, and Nia tells Tiffy, I'll buy you a new one.
It's going to sparkle
next week. So I'm sure they're going to give Tiffy
pink,
this
sparkly
Barbie pink. You think they're gonna pay all that money for that shit and not use it for the next 6 months? She's going to fucking win that match, okay? Nia Jax is winning that fucking match. We have money invested.
Also, we have to sell it, so it's got to be on TV for a while.
Greg, you made me think when you said like buying the new Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, imagine if Money in the Bank existed way back when like Ted DiBiase was around. He just constantly buying these things. Just one every like minute, he's buying another one just to keep cashing in until he gets the title.
Nice. You know what? I didn't believe you until you mentioned the new briefcase, but like, you know what? Now I think Nia Jax is winning.
I agree with that. So Nia across the board.
I kind of feel bad for the Bayley in this situation because once again, someone who just got the belt at WrestleMania, she's good.
I don't see anything else for Bayley after this.
Listen. In my mind, WrestleMania to SummerSlam is okay. That's a good 4 months. That's the
I respect that. Run. So let's get to the biggest match on this card, which is Liv Morgan defending the World Women's Championship against one Rhea Ripley.
Liv.
It's gotta be Liv, and you gotta wonder how. I feel like that's the big question. How does Liv win this match? Is it Dom?
Is it a banana peel?
Finn? Is it a banana peel?
Dom accidentally.
They had been they've been doing some heavy hinting with this Finn Balor live.
I have been talking about it since he took the goddamn room key.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, he went to her room. He like. I'm
like, why everyone is so stuck on the Dom thing? Like, why is everybody talking about the room key? And all of a sudden, like, you know, he's plotting on Damien.
And so this week she didn't burn out. She fucked up their clubhouse. She fucked up the PlayStation and all that shit.
Did she leave racist comments on it like DX did the Hart Foundation?
She probably, if they open the fucking locker, Damien's gonna find some unsavory.
I knew Nick was gonna love that. And then Brett shot down that angle immediately. I don't like it.
I don't like it. I have a 20-year contract here.
About that, no.
The Finn Balor thing is kind of obvious, right?
I think so too.
I
thought it was obvious, but everyone's still thinking about Dom. I think that's what people think is the obvious turn because that's what they've been setting up. If this is true, like I credit the fact that the Hunter may have gotten that subtle thing by people.
Here's what it is.
Go for it.
I think I see it now. You know what it is? It's both of them.
And
it's Dom and it's Finn.
They're gonna throuple?
So they're gonna
Tom and Nick Mysterio.
They're gonna no. She's gonna take out 5 leashes.
Oh
and
no!
Oh, they're gonna become a polycule.
Yeah, no, but she just walks them like dogs.
We're not on Netflix yet. We still got like 4 more.
He's
got like 5 more months for that.
It makes sense too. Like she bought them PS5, she bought them chicken nuggets, she bought their friendship, she won them tag titles. I would also let her give me a leash.
What do you think of the few people who want this to be the ultimate swerve, and in fact the affair has been Liv and Rhea?
They plotted this.
Wow. That would actually be the best ending. That would be
it's all the way back to WrestleMania, 37?
Yeah, it's a full circle because now it goes back to the time Liv lent Rhea her gear and got her ass over for the first time.
But also before that when they were like Batman and not.
Oh yeah,
yes,
they were a tag team though.
Yes,
for like weird.
The whole thing began because of the way they broke up.
That's right. And then none of this story has anything to do with that, strangely. So much history.
We've never addressed.
So much history to
we don't address history in WWE.
Isn't it? Okay, yeah, I guess. The Liv Morgan Revenge Tour.
Main event time.
I don't think so, but I kind of want it to be.
It's the opener.
Sure.
It's our
Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think we're all convinced Gunther's what will happen.
So, narratively, the way the Liv thing happens will tie right into the end of this match. Damian Priest has his thing with Finn Balor.
Balor's been plotting.
Weeks. He's
scheming.
He's not losing. He's not losing to Gunther clean.
You don't think so?
Well, all this momentum, he's finally getting over. It's actually starting to work.
Yeah.
But with all this momentum, he's not just gonna lose clean. He's not just gonna eat a fucking 3 clotheslines from.
I thought it was gonna be the powerbomb, honestly.
You know, like there's. You know the variety of the move salad that he will finish
powerbomb lariat
occasionally. So you have to figure there's some type of Judgment Day shenanigans that cost Damian Priest, and the Finn Balor thing is the one thing they've been building towards all this time. And if he fucking turns on Rhea Ripley, then what's the big deal if him and Liv come out at the end of this match and it's like, oh, what are they gonna do? I guess it's out of WWE's format, and I would actually find it more interesting if that's how it goes down. But That's not how WWE does things. They're gonna want it to be a reveal. So that might mean two treacherous Judgment Day.
Does the Judgment Day make it out of this pay-per-view?
No, something's breaking down at least. Plot twisted, they're stronger than ever.
But
Nah.
That was the swerve.
Because
the real Judgment Day were just the friends we made along the way, and our truth.
Oh, fuck you.
Rises.
That's beautiful. That's the best. That's the ending right there. Not only do they all have the gold, Rhea and Liv.
Who's going where?
No, they all like are arguing, right? But then our truth is the one that comes out, and they all get back together.
Oh God.
Full circle.
I'd assume JD would follow Finn. Where's Carlito go?
Oh, you know what? The Carlito involvement makes me wonder if Damian Priest is going to end up
with the Latinos.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. I was just like, I see 3 Latinos and 3 Latinos, 2 Irish, and then Australian. What's happening here?
I think we can come up with some groups.
I think Rhea's gonna.
I would not be surprised.
But
and then Jey Uso's gonna start calling.
But that's what I'm saying. So the Dom turn happens then in the Rhea match, and then the Finn turn happens, and then Liv walks onto the stage with the leashes for all of Judgment Day. Yay! Yeah. I ended the pay-per-view the best perfect way with Liv Morgan having all of Judgment Day on a leash, except for
oh my God, bro.
Can you just see it though? You can see.
I can see.
John has been waiting for Gunther to get strapped for so long, and he has made this show everything but Gunther way.
It's a little more than dominatrix already.
Then everyone gets what they want. Gunther looks over and he just nods as he holds up the title, and Cody Rhodes flies off into the sunset with the American flag floating with him.
Oh my God! You know what's that? What's even worse is like it kind of fits into the Liv Morgan's going to take everything from Rhea. Took her belt, took her man, took her stable.
I told you. And put them on leashes, and all of them. So we went 3 hours this week. What the fuck?
I don't know. For some reason, I'm still awake too. I know exactly why I'm still awake. Actually,
this is to make up for last week.
It was last week.
I'm not even done. We can go 60 more minutes.
That's great.
Actually, Batman: The Cape Crusader. All 10 episodes of Batman: The Cape Crusader have been released on Amazon Prime. So I have to go.
That's understandable.
Anyway, listen, this has been a great show. You guys are excellent. We didn't used to have to do an outro like this, but I fell into a format now because I do 18 shows a week.
Wow, there's a lot of people with us tonight too.
I'd like to remind a lot of people. There's 4 of us tonight. Mac. Every time Mac comes on, he's on an hour.
Too many people trying to speak at once.
Normal people add 30 minutes. Mac adds 60.
That's why we love him. Curbside hero, baby.
Definitely sorry that we didn't have audio up for the past couple weeks. I got but they're all up. We're all up now. It's all up on Spotify and every other place that podcasts.
That's why I saw 2 uploads for DSR.
Yeah, they went up. It should be.
It might have been. I've been deleting stuff because the internet.
Yeah, they're all up there. So this week, we weren't around last week, but you got yourself an extra chunky.
This one the longest we've done.
Say it that way. Oh no!
Hey, we hit 3 hours.
God, we're still gonna get canceled.
Someone's gonna skip to like, ooh, what is hour number 3 mean? And that's the first thing they're gonna hear.
Girthy, thick, veiny episode of Anyway, so you're listening to us, and you've maybe never even known that we did live streams. Well, we do. We do one every single day. We do one on Monday after Monday Night Raw. We do one on Tuesday after NXT. We do one on Wednesday after Dynamite, Thursday after Impact, and on Friday after SmackDown. We do have the pay-per-views. Tyler and CJ, our friendly very friendly, personable team members.
That feels like a shot.
Do NXT Level Up every Sunday. they ain't me. I tell you that much. They're very nice. They're the ones I would present to people. Like, these are the nice Dirt Sheet Radio guys.
Advertisers.
Don't come back here. We're smoking.
Dirt Sheet Radio.
We're advertiser.
Why does NXT have an NXT?
Well, NXT does have an NXT, and they decided they wanted to watch it.
Is this our
I swear,
NXT?
I would never force somebody to watch that.
You know what's so weird to me? The show
came up
is
to me.
still going, but they took it out of the next game.
Oh shit! It isn't. You can't. You have. And what creator would ever spend their time?
It's just another set of goddamn graphics. It's the same arena.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you all for joining us this week. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And you're loved. If nobody else loves you, know that I, John Escudero.
Hey, John, did you put over the anime show? Are we not doing that one too?
We're back.
Oh fuck, that's right. Oh,
3 more hours.
Otaku Cafe.
Why do I remember it? I never watched anime like that.
It's not my show. It's Matt's show. I didn't
Shout out
know.
to
I
our
forgot.
Wow.
Otaku Cafe 3.
That's how hard John's working at one. He can't remember all the shows he has on. Get this off the screen.
No, that's gonna be our closing shot. Definitely. Fucking 18
background now.
18 fucking shows a week, damn it.
I'm adding that as an option for background now.
Oh man, John is making the audio version of this show obsolete.
Hold on, we need to see. That's our background now.
We have it. I was trying to use our slogan. We have a slogan now. Dershi Radio. We're always.
Oh, I didn't know that was. I didn't know we had.
Today.
I made that up.
Okay.
2 days ago.
John doesn't send out the DSR memos.
No. Where's HR?
No, I didn't make it up. Actually, I'm going to give it credit. One of the team members said it, and I'm stealing it from them. But I don't know who said it.
I don't know who to give credit for the thing I stole.
But it's ours now.
CM Punk right here is John stealing it.
It's joking his mustache.
I'm going to end this show. I swear I'm going to end this show.